Yo! What's going on, everybody? You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green, and we have some breaking news on a Friday night. As Leon Rose does not sleep, the New York Knicks have traded Donte DiVincenzo, Julius Randle to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Karl-Anthony Towns. Wow, wow, wow. That's my one-word reaction. Wow. I'm at the bar. I'm hanging out with Smitty. We're talking noise, Knicks, Celtics. And he taps me and he goes, whoa, the New York Knicks just traded for Karl-Anthony Towns. I didn't believe him. I cannot believe this just happened. The New York Knicks are trading Julius Randle and Donte DiVincenzo to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Karl-Anthony Towns. But Marshall, stop talking about trading Julius Randle. Marshall, they're never trading Randle. Marshall, they're not going to trade him. You got to stop talking about it. He's Leon Rose's son. The New York Knicks could never trade Julius Randle. I told you, and I told you again. If you were wrong, just say you're sorry in the chat. We told you they were going to sign Jalen Brunson. We told you they were going to go out and trade for Josh Hart. We told you they were going to go out and sign DiVincenzo. We told you they were going to trade R.J. Barrett for OG Anunoby. And we told you they would trade Julius Randle for Karl-Anthony Towns. That's why you subscribe. This channel has not missed on a move the New York Knicks have made in 3 years. That's why you subscribe. What's your one-word reaction? Your one-word reaction to the New York Knicks trading Karl-Anthony Towns or acquiring Karl-Anthony Towns via trade for DiVincenzo and Julius Randle. Coach Tally, I told you. Tell me you're sorry, buddy. As we got producer Smitty in the building, everybody show Smitty some love. He didn't have to be here. He doesn't want to be here, but he's here, and he knows his Boston Celtics just got a wake-up call in the Eastern Conference, Smitty. I'll see you in June, Smitty.
Listen. You're the second best team before, and you're the second best team now. I'll see you in May. That's where your season will end. Happy for the Knicks. I'm always happy for the Knicks. They're making all the moves. They're just playing catch up. They're trying to catch up to Big Bro. I get it. It's not easy being a champ. It's not easy being the hunted. Shout out to the Knicks fans, man. You guys got a good one in Karl-Anthony Towns. But you ain't coming near my C's, baby. The Jays are coming for another reign of terror. They're the most motivated team in the NBA. Can't wait to see y'all in the Eastern Conference Finals.
I don't like to take victory laps very often. I'm kidding. I'm always going to take a victory lap. And I told you. Smitty, we filmed a video that was going out on the channel tomorrow saying the Knicks should trade Julius Randle for Karl-Anthony Towns.
And you know what the funny thing is? Karl-Anthony Towns, in this video, Marsh goes, we're not going to talk about this for too long because we've talked about it so many times. We talked about it at length on the channel. That's why you guys subscribe.
Why am I happy about the trade? Because everyone that watches this channel has told me to stop talking about trading Julius Randle. I said, why didn't he sign the contract extension, Smitty? Why didn't he put pen to paper? Why didn't he accept to be a part of this team long term? Because the Knicks didn't want him here long term. And it takes nothing away from what he's done. I just had to take my victory lap. Because all you chirp in the comment section, and I ain't having it anymore. Because we ain't missed since before COVID. That's how right we've been about this basketball team.
Knicks Now, don't miss, baby. Let's go.
Unbelievable. We got 1,300 people in the building. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up icon. We're going to break this trade down from every single angle. We're going to get into a mailbag. We're going to be answering questions from subscribers. We're going to be opening up a vent session for everybody that watches this channel. Carl, who called it? The real ones called it. The real ones called it. CPJ in the building. BX banging. NY repping. If you want the Knicks to win the NBA Finals, like this video. CPJ, I appreciate you, brother. My life was in shambles when this happened. I had to scramble. I had to come into work. I had to stop what I was doing. And now we're here. And now we're here, CPJ. The New York Knicks are trading Julius Randle and Donte DiVincenzo for Karl-Anthony Towns.
The Knicks play real life like it's 2K. I'm not going to lie. Like, every player the Knicks have been linked to over the past 2 years, basically, they've gone out and acquired. And credit to Leon Rose, man. He makes legit moves that the common man, the fan would make. And it results in a better basketball team over time, as we've seen with the Knicks.
Oh my gosh, am I dreaming? I will say this. I am heartbroken that the Knicks have traded Donte DiVincenzo. I am heartbroken that the Knicks have traded Donte DiVincenzo. I'm not heartbroken that the Knicks traded Julius Randle because we knew this was coming. Anybody that's been paying attention, anyone that's been subscribed to this channel, anyone that's been giving any sort of actual thought to what the Knicks are doing knew that the road was at the end for Julius Randle. He didn't sign a contract extension. Why didn't he sign it? Because he didn't want to be here. They didn't want him here.
He's going to go make a bunch of money in Minnesota. I'll tell you what.
Have fun being the 7th seed in the West. I don't care if anyone's in agreement. It happened. It's reality. You got the best starting 5 in basketball.
Oh, whoa.
Put the graphic up, Smitty. You got the best starting 5 in basketball.
It's.
Get ready to learn Sir Purr. Get ready to learn Cat of the Jungle. It's the best starting 5 in hoops, Smitty. You got the best guard in the East. You got the best role player in the NBA in Josh Hart. You got the most underrated two-way defender in Mikal Bridges. The most impactful forward in the league in OG Anunoby. And you have a stretch 5 that is going to put pressure on every single team. The reason he's acting like that is because he knows that his Boston Celtics, if they're not healthy and if they don't play their A game,
who's to say this 5 will be healthy? Jalen Brunson was banged up in the playoffs. OG Anunoby missed playoff time. Josh Hart, his body broke down by the time the Knicks.
You know how we know it's a good trade? The Celtics fan is hoping for injuries.
He's hoping for injuries just right then and there.
Unbelievable.
They better be healthy. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a great matchup. Gonna be a great series. Oh,
I told ya. The video going out on the channel tomorrow was the Knicks should trade Randle for Cat. Unbelievable.
Listen, the Knicks, their best 5, the top 5 basketball players they could put on the floor, they got better today. And
their top 5 is better today. And you can admit that.
And 100%.
Their top 5 got better, and how many people play at once?
5.
That's all that matters.
Exactly. And
that's all that matters.
That's kind of the way the Celtics play, even though they've kind of everybody knows they're deep now. Everybody knows they got Sam Hauser, Pritchard off the bench. Oh, this team is going back to back. It's going to be unbelievable. Knicks doing all this for nothing.
Everyone in the chat telling me Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. You also told me that Jalen Brunson was overpaid. You also told me Cam Reddish was better than Josh Hart. You also told me RJ Barrett was Broadway Barrett and the king of the court. And he was better than OG Anunoby. You told me we shouldn't have made moves. Every move we've made so far since Leon Rose has come here after the first summer has been a home run. And I don't expect anything different from this one. Everyone complaining about the bench, you still got a bench. You still got Deuce McBride. You still got Precious Achiuwa. How many people do you want Tibbs to play? You complain he doesn't play enough people.
That is the one point I'll make is that, yes, you can complain about the Knicks' depth not being where it was before the trade was made. But do you think Tom Thibodeau is uncomfortable with a 7-man rotation? That's exactly what he wants to do when it comes playoff time. He doesn't want to have a deep bench rotation. He doesn't want to have to worry about playing the 8, 9, 10th men on the bench. Knicks are going to play 7 guys right now. They got Deuce McBride off the bench, and hopefully Mitchell Robinson's healthy for you.
And Precious Achiuwa and 2 first-round picks you could trade. And you still got Cam Payne as your backup point guard.
I'm not a believer in the big sneeze. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. I can't buy into the big sneeze.
The big sneeze as a backup 4 is a great player.
Hey, that could be very true.
I hate telling I told you so. But I told you, mother suckers. I told you. I told you, I told you, I told you.
They did send a Nova player away, though.
They did.
Chili Most.
They did.
Good point. You know, it broke up the chemistry. Is the aura of the Knicks gone with the big ragu Donte DiVincenzo headed to Minnesota?
That sounds hopeful from you. Put the trade graphic up. I got to visualize what I'm looking at.
All right.
Carl? OG? I told you. CPJ? Coach Tally? Coach Tally, are you a T-Wolves fan now? That's not right.
That is not right.
That is not right.
It's well, did they receive a first-round pick from the Hornets?
We're working to find the exact trade details here. Let me go to Woj real quick to see us. Woj, Shams.
No, we can't. No more Woj. Shout out to my Bonnies. This is the closest thing I'll rep to Knicks tonight, by the way.
Wait.
Tom Thibodeau.
The Knicks have acquired Cat from Minnesota. So the Knicks did include that Detroit first-round pick.
Okay. Here is this the full trade? I can.
That's it. Yes, that is it.
I could put Detroit in there on, next to that pick, right?
Yes, please put Detroit next to that.
That's a big pick.
It was 2 second-round picks, brother. It was. Hold on.
Well, it's a first-round pick from Detroit.
It's very heavily protected.
Well, okay.
Hold on. Don't push that across.
I was going to say.
Read off what we initially got, Smitty, before that.
So we got the Knicks receiving Karl-Anthony Towns, the Timberwolves receiving Julius Randle and Donte DiVincenzo, as well as a draft pick that we'll explain in a second. And the Hornets will be receiving Daquan Jeffries and draft compensation to be named later. So the Knicks, what they gave up in the trade is Daquan Jeffries, Julius Randle, Donte DiVincenzo, and a draft pick. I'm assuming Timberwolves are sending
the
draft
Pistons draft pick was top 13 protected.
Okay.
Top 13 protected.
Or to be...
No, that's right. Just delete the BA, whatever you got in the middle.
Oh, I was going to write via.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
I mean, is it? Yeah. So it's 1 through 13 protected. If it doesn't,
Yes.
it lands outside of 1 through 13, it's the only way the Knicks get it.
No, it would then convert. Just here, I'll explain it.
Okay.
So this is the official trade right here. This is the official trade. The Knicks are receiving Karl-Anthony Towns, Julius Randle, and Donte DiVincenzo, and the first-round pick that the Knicks owned, which comes over from the Detroit Pistons, which is 1 to 13 protected goes to Minnesota. If that pick falls outside of the inside the top 13, the pick remains with Detroit, and it'll then go to top 11 protected. Then it will go to top 9 protected, and then if it does not convey, then it becomes 2 second-round picks, with the Hornets receiving Daquan Jeffries and draft compensation.
Okay.
This is the official trade. So at this moment, the Knicks have one tradable first-round pick. The first-round pick that they have that will come in from the Washington Wizards. This last piece was recently added. I will say adding the first-round pick definitely changes the way that I look at this trade a little bit. But overall, for me, the way that I finish my look at this is the Knicks' top 5 got better. And the Knicks also put themselves in a spot where they didn't have the opportunity to lose Julius Randle for nothing.
Yep.
Because, Smitty, Julius Randle was going to be an unrestricted free agent at the summer.
I think that was a big-time possibility.
He didn't sign the contract extension. He has an option to opt into his contract for the 2025-2026 season for about $30 million. He was not doing that. He wants a long-term guaranteed deal. And the Knicks, like we said for months, do not want to put themselves in a spot where they could lose Randle for nothing, just like we saw the Los Angeles Clippers lose Paul George for nothing. You do not want to put yourself in a spot where you can lose it for nothing. I think I've said this 5 million times. The New York Knicks are the most forward-thinking organization in sports right now. They saw that Julius Randle could be a free agent. If I saw it in June, you guys should have saw it in June. And here we are. We told you it was coming. You told me to stop talking about it. I told you I'm not stopping talking about it. Randle could have ended trade rumors by signing the contract extension. He never signed a contract extension. Now he plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves alongside DiVincenzo, with Karl-Anthony Towns being a New York Knick.
Crazy.
Everyone asking, well, isn't Karl-Anthony Towns injury prone? So is Julius Randle. He had 2 season-ending surgeries the last 2 years. Coach Talley says numbers don't lie. Should we look at the playoff numbers, or do we not want to do that? Do we want to look at the playoff numbers or no? Because the numbers do not lie in the playoffs.
You want me to pull them up?
I'd love to go to it. Because right now I'm getting a little upset that people are coming to the defense that this is a bad trade.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Do player 2 comp. Run the player 2 comp.
Oh, yep. Yeah, that'll play.
3-point for Cat.
That. Yep.
Look, it was a very easy situation to read. It was a very easy situation to read. The Knicks made this trade for 2 reasons: long-term planning and playoff performances. Julius Randle has not performed in the playoffs. The New York Knicks are trying to win an NBA championship. The New York Knicks are trying to put a banner at the top of Madison Square Garden for the first time in 50 years. And they're doing that by trading a player that has consistently fallen short of expectations in the playoffs. For whatever reason you want to call it, injury, lack of talent. The Knicks just traded for a player that shoots 12 percentage points better than Julius Randle from the field in the playoffs. A guy that shoots 7 percentage points better from 3 in the playoffs. A guy that averages 1.3 less turnovers per game in the playoffs. This trade was about the New York Knicks putting themselves in a spot where they didn't lose Julius Randle for nothing when he was an unrestricted free agent this summer. It also was a spot that they would put themselves in to make sure that they have the best chance to win an NBA Finals. The Knicks could not go into this season with Julius Randle on this roster and the chance of losing him for nothing.
The window is
widened. Now.
The window's widened as well now, I think. I mean, Cat's locked up. Like, this is the core. This is it.
This is your core 5.
Like remember when you said that this would be the core when they made the Mikal Bridges trade. I'm pretty sure you said that a few times. That this is it. No, this is
your
there
core.
Are no more moves. This is Leon Rose's grand finale. If you're not winning a title with this crew, then none of them will ever win a title as a Knick. This is it. All the chips are in the middle of the table now. You're going to try to beat the Celtics. Your best 5 got better today. Do have some super chats to roll through as well. Don't want to leave you guys hanging.
I know there's a lot of people in the chat commenting. The chat is flowing. If you want to get your comment up on screen, you're going to have to send in a super chat, and we'll react to those. We'll spend as much time here tonight as you want if you guys are going to send in super chats to talk about this. Napa, $2 super chat. Says, honestly, it feels like we traded Devo for Cat. If you traded Donte DiVincenzo for Karl-Anthony Towns, you won this trade by a mile.
Yep. I mean, who knows? Julius Randle might not stay with the Timberwolves now. I'm sure that they've talked, I'd hope, about a potential extension, but there's no guarantee. Not that we know of as of now.
Karl-Anthony Towns is a career 23-11 player, Smitty. He shoots 53% from the field and 40% from 3.
Underrated defender we saw in the playoffs this past season as well. Can be a great team defender. Hopefully he buys in second round with Tibbs.
4-time All-Star. Rookie of the Year. 2-time NBA third team. So he's a 4-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA player who averages 23 points, 11 boards, and 52% from the deck and 40% from 3. He's a 7-footer who played in 62 games last year. The Ghost Rider, $20 super chat. My guy, we appreciate you, my man. He says, yo, Marsh, we got a cat in the house. You did. You did. You added one of the most skilled players in basketball to your team today. You added one of the most skilled players in basketball to your team today. Everyone wants to play small ball. Everyone wants to play 5 out. You maybe got one of the best 5 out centers in the league. SF Wisdom could go down as the worst trade in history. Just like signing Jalen Brunson was a bad move, just like overpaying Jalen Brunson, just like trading R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel quickly for OG Anunoby. We'll see who gets the last laugh. John O., $2 super chat. Do people not realize how dangerous JB and Cat a pick and roll? Not even a pick and roll, John. You're on the right track. A pick and pop. Yep. A pick and pop of Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson will arguably be the best duo in basketball next year. You have OG in the corner. Smitty, what does he do? Shoot 40%. You got Mikal Bridges in the corner. What does he do? Shoot 40%. You got a center running the pick and pop, shooting 40%. You got Jalen Brunson, the best pick and roll, pick and pop guard in the NBA. You went from being a rough, rugged, defensive-minded, controlling the glass team to being arguably the most skilled team in basketball. The most skilled team in basketball. It's one of the best trades in Knicks history. J10 says, yo, one word is unsettled. What does that mean?
Does he feel a little indifferent? Is this an unsettling move for him? Like, he's a little uncomfortable by it? I don't know. Maybe he's a little wary. Maybe he's a little nervous about what they gave up or how it's all going to roll out.
Darren the Tuber, $2 super chat. Thank you, my man, for being here. We have over 2,000 people watching. If you could, please hit that thumbs up icon. We're down to party. We're here to party today. If you guys want to party, we can party. Darren the Tuber says, I'm not happy that the big ragu is gone. Smitty, one of the first things I said is, oh, shit, we traded for Cat. Oh, shit, they included Donte DiVincenzo.
Yeah, you were upset. Like he was more upset when we were sitting out at the bar about losing DiVincenzo than getting Cat.
I hate the fact that Donte DiVincenzo is not a part of this team anymore. I hate the fact that Donte DiVincenzo had to be traded for this. I'm very, very upset about it. But you know what you got to do, Smitty? You got to pay to play.
Yep.
You got to pay to play. And you know who just got a lot more on their plate? Miles McBride.
Oh, yeah.
Miles McBride. You want to be on this team? You want to get a new contract extension? You want to be that elite two-way shooter that shoots 40% from three?
He's got a lot on his plate now. I mean, his minutes load is going to go up.
Was the writing on the wall, Smitty, for DiVincenzo when the Knicks made that trade for Mikal Bridges? Clearly it was.
Clearly it was. Yeah.
Clearly it was. It stinks. It does stink, but you got to pay to play. The Knicks just pushed all their chips in, and I can't wait to watch it unfold. Agent 00 Alpha, $2 super chat. Thank you, my man. It says, I guess they like Deuce as their sixth man.
They better.
They like Deuce McBride off the bench. They like potentially a healthy Mitchell Robinson off the bench. They like Precious Achiuwa off the bench. They signed Campaign for a reason.
Campaign could be
a veteran point guard off the bench. You just made a move for Marcus Morris. You just signed Landry Shamet.
Marcus Morris put up 25 on the Celtics in the playoffs.
Every move the Knicks has made told you something was coming. Media Day is Monday. I can't wait.
Oh, my goodness.
Media Day is Monday.
Cat will be there. Sir Purr.
RJ says, I'm going to miss the big ragu. Give me some zeros in the chat for Donte DiVincenzo. Give me some zeros in the chat for Donte DiVincenzo, man. The shot he hit against the Philadelphia 76ers as a 29-year-old Knicks fan was the best moment in Knicks history for me.
Wow.
The best moment in Knicks history was that Donte DiVincenzo double bang from Mike Breen. You don't get double bangs from Mike Breen very often.
Nope.
I respect the hell out of him, man. The competitor, the player, and just a dude. He deserved to be a part of this team. He laid the framework as well as did Julius Randle. I know people are going to be like, Marshall, you're happy Julius Randle got traded. You know what? I am a little bit happy because I think the Knicks got better. But I've already stomached 4 or 5 months ago that Julius Randle probably played his last game as a New York Knick. I was just a hip to it a little bit earlier. Shipmaster Kyle says, what hurts is I knew this was coming. But in my opinion, Randle, Devo, and a first for Cat is so painful. What I would say to you, Shipmaster Kyle, is one, all first-round picks are not created equal. That was a first-round pick that's lottery protected from the Detroit Pistons. When are the Detroit Pistons not going to be a top in the lottery?
Yeah, good point.
Everyone wanted to talk about how our first-round picks were fake. We can't flip the script now and play the other side, Smitty. We can't say we gave up a valuable pick when everyone told us our first-round picks were fake. Can't have it both ways. It hurts. Randle set the foundation. Donte DiVincenzo lifted the ceiling.
But Donte DiVincenzo, at the end of the day, the Knicks believed that he was expendable because they wouldn't have traded him if he wasn't.
Smitty, you're a Boston Celtics fan.
I'm objective in this scenario.
What happened in the 2023 playoffs to the Boston Celtics?
They couldn't close games because they had a guy there who was kind of messing up the pecking order.
But most importantly, how did that season end?
They lost to Miami Heat.
They lost to the Miami Heat in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Correct.
What did they do in the offseason?
They went out and traded a guy who was on the roster for 10 years, so even more authenticated Celtic than Donte DiVincenzo was a Knick, and Marcus Smart for Kristaps Porzingis. Then they go and make another move to get Drew Holiday, and they win a championship after.
So they weren't satisfied by getting to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yep.
They were willing to trade the identity, the backbone, and the blood of the Boston Celtics and Marcus Smart to go out and acquire Porzingis. And then you trade your young blue chip star that you think is going to be a player one day, and Robert Williams dealing with a lot of injuries. But man, Brad Stevens loved him, right? What'd you do? You traded for Drew Holiday. You didn't settle for losing in the Eastern Conference Finals. What'd they do? They made 2 big-time trades, and they hoisted the Larry O.B.
No Larry? Knicks don't got a Larry.
You can never settle in the NBA. You got to keep on making moves. Creed, $5 super chat says, terrible trade. Should have switched Devo with Deuce.
Well, the trade
Well,
probably wasn't getting
one, Minnesota says no, and two, the salary doesn't work.
and you think the Knicks didn't try that? If it was financially possible?
Shervin says, I hard effed it up. He did. Isaiah Hartenstein was the first brick that moved, which caused a shaky foundation.
I don't know, man. Today's NBA, you have to be moving. You have to be willing to part with guys that you thought were maybe the part of the foundation that could win a championship to get better. The Knicks thought they got better today. Like I said, if Donte DiVincenzo was untradeable to them, then they wouldn't have traded him. They thought they got better by trading for Towns.
Ian Begley, 50 seconds ago, says Donte DiVincenzo was a sticking point in trade talks between New York and Minnesota. Minnesota became very intrigued once DiVincenzo became a realistic option. DiVincenzo, who set the New York Knicks record for made three-point field goals last year, may have come off the bench. He was coming off the bench. Who? They were going to bench who? McHale or OG for DiVincenzo? Come on now.
Yeah.
J10, $2 super chat says, I have no clue how Brunson signed off on this.
What do you think? He's a GM? This isn't lay GM. Brunson doesn't have that kind of power. Or does he? Do you really think he does?
I would think it'd be dumb to think he had no idea this was in talks.
I agree with that.
Do I think Leon Rose says, hey, is it okay if we trade DiVincenzo? I don't know about that. But I would be dumb to think that Jalen Brunson did not know there was at least a conversation that it could happen. You made him the captain of the team. He took a $113 million discount.
Man, when they're with the relationship that those guys have, though, like they all have to keep it from DiVincenzo. Like, does Brunson have to keep it from the whole crew? Like, what's?
It's a good point.
What's the conversation like there?
I don't know. I just think I would be shocked if Brunson knew nothing about this.
I would.
I don't know what a length he knew something about. I would just think that he knew at least something was up. Look, Smitty, everyone knew this. Anyone with anything in between their ears that made them tick knew that this was a possibility when August 2nd came and no extension was signed. But Marshall, stop talking about a Julius Randle trade. Told you. Atlantic Lion, $10 super chat. I'm actually still in shock right now. I don't know how to feel. Did we get better? How are we going to break up the Nova Knicks before one game played together? My heart is shattered.
That is true. You didn't even get the start of the season. You didn't even know how this core stacked up against Boston, albeit in a regular season opener.
Or did the Knicks know it wasn't going to work?
You hope that's the case. You hope.
Clearly they didn't think it was going to work.
They wouldn't have made the deal if not.
And it's not because of DiVincenzo.
Oh, I'm sure the Knicks. The last thing the Knicks wanted to do as part of this trade is give up DiVincenzo. But money's got to work, and you got the best player in the deal. Usually that team wins the trade. I don't know. I only started watching the NBA like last year.
Karl-Anthony Towns is a much better fit on this roster than Julius Randle. It's not even close. It's not even close. Brian Fitzgerald, what's up, man? That's my guy right there. What's up? Says playoff lineup. Brunson, Bridges, OG, Cat, Mitch. Yeah, if you want to go big, you can do that. Or you go Brunson, Bridges, Hart, OG, and Cat. You got to be able to play different styles to win a championship.
That's going to be their closing lineup.
The closing lineup will be Karl-Anthony Towns at the 5, OG at the 4, Hart at the 3, McHale at the 2, and Brunson at the 1. That is your closing lineup. J.R. Smith goated. Marsh, am I bugging or is Cat soft as hell? I've definitely got some questions about Cat, but a lot of them were answered when I saw him go toe-to-toe in Game 7 against Nikola Jokic and hold his own and beat him. I believe in Denver. It might have been in Minnesota. I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
I believe it was in Minnesota.
I like Cat. I like Cat. Will McConaughey. McBride. Now this opens up real minutes. McBride's going to play 20, 25 minutes a night. He's going to be your first guard off the bench. He can play next to Brunson. He can operate as the point guard if McHale's going to be the 2. Woo! Crazy, crazy. Warren, what's up, man? I was wrong about you. I admit it. Takes a real man to do that. Thank you. It doesn't take a man to pop off in the mouth and comment reckless things about Marshall, you're a dumbass. Marshall, you don't know what you're talking about. Marshall, you're just doing clickbait. Marshall, the Knicks aren't trading Randle. Marsh, stop talking about this. Warren, I greatly appreciate you sending that and admitting you were wrong. Thank you. Joey DeLuca, $1 super chat. My man, a real one. Thank you. Free Mans for life, $10 super chat. Says, I think more Knicks fans are mad that Devo is getting traded rather than Randle. And they are more than welcome to feel that way. I still haven't fully processed the Knicks had to trade Donte DiVincenzo. The most fun I've ever had watching the Knicks play basketball was Donte DiVincenzo. The biggest moment of my life as a Knicks fan was watching Donte DiVincenzo hit that double bang from the top of the key. Good! 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 Knicks up 1! Knicks up! I'm going to miss it. It was the best moment of my professional career. And he's not a part of this team anymore. I'm going to miss the hell out of Donte DiVincenzo. I'm also going to miss Randle. But I'm also a Knicks fan. A New York Knicks fan. And the New York Knicks got better today.
Yeah.
They got better today.
It's not the best, but they got better.
Brian Fitzgerald says, you all laughed at me. Who's laughing now? Let's effing go, Knicks. This is a dream team. We still love Mitch. Oh, we still have Mitch. OMG. Let's go, Marsh. Irish mob approved.
There you go. Shut up, BFG.
Edwin Lorenzo, $5 super chat. Talking like you're not a Knicks fan. We all wanted to No, we didn't. Speak for yourself. There was always the deadline if it didn't work out. I appreciate your thoughts, but I think I am a very I think my Knicks fandom is pretty stamped. Yeah, we all wanted to see how the Nova guys worked, but we also knew that if the Knicks entered this season with Julius Randle having the opportunity to leave for nothing in free agency, they were leaving themselves in a spot of vulnerability. And Leon Rose is a super agent. He's a power agent. He doesn't work in the corner of vulnerability. He makes the moves because he's the boss. Rich Rob, my man, Double R. Got my attention, Leon. Marsh, you called this. And that's why you are a real one, my man. Family for life, Rich Rob. You know what it is. Phil, $10 super chat. Thank you, my man. Says Cat has horrible foul trouble issues and a historically bad playoff shooting performance against the Mavs. He's soft. Phil, my question to you would be, what would you call Julius Randle's performance against the Hawks? What would you call Julius Randle's performance against the Cavs? And what would you call Julius Randle's performance against the Heat? Because if you want to keep it a buck on both sides, I don't know the exact stat off the top of my dome. Hell yeah, I was hyped for Devo Shubs. I love Donte DiVincenzo. I'm heartbroken he's gone. I tweeted it immediately. I don't know the exact stat, but by volume, Julius Randle is the most inefficient player in NBA history in the playoffs. By volume, I wish I had the stat off the top of my head. I don't know where it is, but
sorry to disappoint you, Chris. Not a Knicks fan, but yeah, I mean, both of them haven't been the best playoff performers, but we just did see elite level basketball from Karl-Anthony Towns in the postseason against the reigning champion Denver Nuggets. Like, we're going to act like we didn't see that. We're going to act like Julius Randle wasn't sidelined for the end of the season and into the postseason. I feel like it's a pretty simple decision. I know. I think it's a very even trade when you just think about the skill level of both players that are leaving New York and the player that you're getting back in Towns. The Knicks won the trade because they got the best player in the deal. That's usually how these things go, guys. It's usually how these things go, and we just saw playoff success from Towns this this spring. El Capitan 22 saying the problem is he's missed 160 games the last 5 years. We're relying a lot on guys who are made of glass. I did say
That's
this.
not true.
I did say this to
Julius.
Marshall on the walk-in. I don't know if that's true. 160 games in the last 5 years.
He played 50 games in 2021. He played 74 games in 2022. He played 29 games in 2023 and 62 games in 2024. He's played in
He might be
215 games in the last 4 seasons. That means on average he's playing 53.7 games. 82 minus 54 times 4. He's missed 112 games in the last 4 years. Or last 5 years.
The season prior, the 2019-20, the fifth year ago, he did.
And the 2019-2020 season and the 2020-2021 season, they played 72 games. So it's closer to like 130. But El Capitan, what I would ask you is, how many games did Julius Randle play last year?
22, 35.
And how many games did Julius Randle miss? He missed playoff games. Look, I get it. I'm not going to be able to convince anyone tonight. Everyone's always just stuck in their ways, and I get it. Look, we'll see how it unfolds. I think the Knicks made a great trade.
Yeah, it's like 130 games over the last 5 years he's missed.
So he's missed 130 divided by 5 is what?
He's
missed 26 games a year.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with
as long
that.
as you're healthy for the postseason, it's really all that matters.
Play 55 games this year and be ready for the postseason. I'm cool with it. Rodrigo, my man, says we broke chemistry. Donte, don't have to go. It's sad. It is sad. I think everyone's upset that Donte DiVincenzo got traded.
Yeah.
Will McConaughey, when Mitch is back, him or Hart off the bench? I'd probably say Mitchell Robinson to work him back into shape, to get his feet wet and legs back under him. I'd probably say Mitch to come off the bench. Mm-hmm. Papa Swanky, love that name. Been a Cat fan for a while, excited to watch New York Hoops now. Your team plays hard, and I like him being back with Tibbs. I do too. Sometimes, Smitty, when you get around an environment, it can bring the best out of you.
Hopefully he has more success this time around than he did the first time, because they didn't win a lot of games in Minnesota when Tibbs was the coach.
He didn't have Jalen Brunson either.
That's true.
Alexander Abreu says Kristaps Porzingis alone will kill Towns one-on-one. I don't know about it.
Preach those facts, Alexander. Double A. Let's go.
Knicks per league sources in touch with team feel they had a great opportunity to address their biggest need at center and trading for a 4-time All-Star and 2-time All-NBA player in Karl-Anthony Towns. They see Towns, 28, as a great fit with their other high-end talent and someone who complements the rest of the core well. They also feel Towns gives them a strong opportunity for sustained success per source in touch with the team. Final details of the trade are still being worked on. That is per Ian Begley.
Want to send me that?
I don't think that I could just. We're good there.
Okay.
Jason B, $10 super chat. What's going on, Jason B? Says personally, I'll miss Randle and Devo. I just got back from dinner in New York City and saw this. This trade doesn't work as is per trade machine. Who else will be involved? So it is official. It's official at this point. It's a 3-team trade. It's a 3-team trade.
Do you want me to show it?
Yeah. Go ahead and send this. So it's the official trade. The Knicks receive Cat, Randle, and DiVincenzo to the T-Wolves with Daquan Jeffries and draft compensation to the Hornets. Daquan Jeffries is expected to sign a new contract to make the deal work. That's where we're at. Paul McWhite says, wow, why are y'all so emotional? This is an exceptional trade. Cat will be a great fit here. We got much better. Much love to Randle and Donte, though.
That's the logical reaction to this move.
Paul McWhite, you're right on the McMoney. Johnson, you says Brunson and Hart started a roommate's podcast without Devo. Maybe they knew he had to be the sacrificial lamb at one point.
That's some conspiracy, crazy tinfoil hat stuff, Johnson. You
How the hell you doing, Johnson? You great profile picture, by the way.
beast.
Tony, relit Marsh. Let's go Knicks. I get why people are upset. This is a W. We got exactly what we needed. The kids walked so the Knicks could run. You had to say bye to RJ and IQ and Grimes and now Randle and unfortunately DiVincenzo.
Slowly but surely, you trim the fat off the roster if you're trying to build a championship winner. Sucks to suck. Like, it sucks, man. Like, I wouldn't even call it Donte.
I've got respect for the Celtics. I legitimately think the Knicks are the second best team in the NBA right now.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they're better than the Thunder. I think they're better than anybody in the West.
I could put pen and paper on that. Oh, Brian Fitzgerald tips will turn him into an alley cat. Shout out to BFG. Ronaldo.
Could they have extended Randle so his salary matched up with Cat's and they didn't have to include Donte? No, because if you extended Julius Randle, he could not be traded for 6 months.
Yes.
No, you could not have done that. And also, I think the Minnesota Timberwolves don't do the trade unless they get DiVincenzo.
Michael Vasquez saying, are we just forgetting Cat's awful contract?
No, we're not. But, Smitty, what type of contract do you think Julius Randle is going to sign after this season?
Something pretty similar to this.
Okay. And it's going to stretch beyond 2026 and 2027?
Yeah.
You know why Jalen Brunson took that discount? You know why Mikal Bridges is going to take that discount? You know why you now have Miles McBride on a cheap contract coming off the bench? So you could pay a player like this.
I see it.
We here, Carl. Look, man. Cost to be the boss. Scared money don't make money.
Pro baller.
Maybe adding Donte was as simple as he wasn't happy with moving to the bench after a career year. I don't
think he just voiced any displeasure. He's playing with his buddies.
Yeah. I don't think so either. I don't want to speak on something I don't know about, but I bet he's heartbroken right now.
I'm sure he is.
I'm sure he is heartbroken right now. And I feel terrible for him. We had heard that Randle may want out anyways. So I don't know if this is even where he wanted to be. But, yeah, look, I wish we could have seen 4 Villanova Wildcats playing together. It sucks. It does. But the Knicks got better today.
Kenya echoing that statement as well. What up, Kenya?
Kenya, my man. It's all or nothing now. It sucks losing Devo. This was an all-in move, Kenya. This was I'm all in. You didn't even wait for the flop. You got your hands and you said, I'm all in.
Yep.
You don't make this move unless you think that this current roster can win it all and compete for the next 5 years. Cat's 28. Brunson's less than 28. OG's 28 or less. McHale's 28 or less. It's you in Boston for the next 5 years.
Should be fun.
Axel Foley, $5 super chat. You can't guard us now. We know Tibbs will make Cat play hard, and we kept Deuce. Let's go.
Keep your Deuces big because you have no depth beyond that.
Yeah. Dave McDrip. Get why they traded 30. Sad to see Donte go. I am too.
That's basically what everybody's feeling so far tonight.
Johnson, what does this mean for backup guards? McBride, Kolek, Payne, Shamet. Who makes it to the second unit? Will we see Marcus Morris at the 3-4 and Presh at the 4-5?
Holy shit, past McBride. That's bad. It's a reality. You want to be a realistic show. You want to speak facts. Knicks are not that. Like, the Knicks bench unit is bad.
You're not even mentioning Mitchell Robinson.
Because he's not playing until January.
Oh, I forgot that only the Celtics raised banners in January.
We raised one in June, too.
Well, welcome to the club.
Listen, Mitchell Robinson, what's the guarantee that he's going to be playing in June?
Better than...
You might as well just leave him out. You might as well just play without him until March. Get him roll. Take
I'm
March
cool
and
with
April to ramp him back up, and then he'll be ready to play for the playoffs.
What if he is healthy for the playoffs?
Then you know what? That's a good defensive piece off the bench. But beyond Miles McBride, there is no scoring punch besides your starting five, and that's good. Your starting five is fantastic. It's one of the best. You can play five out.
Who scores off the
It's a
bench
good
for
offense.
Boston?
Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard, Al Horford. What are you talking about? Like what are
Al
you doing?
Horford's a starter. Porzingis is hurt always.
Okay, so here he is again, being another Celtics hater, hypocrite.
If you're going to talk injuries, I'm just going to be a mirror. Everything you show, I'm showing back.
Okay, you started the injury talk, but whatever. If both teams are healthy.
Let's not act like Sam Hauser and Peyton Pritchard are lighting it up off the bounce. They're catch and shoot players.
Peyton Pritchard, he can create his own shot. He can get busy.
Just as much as Deuce.
He can get busy. Yeah, just as much as Deuce.
We got
Sam
Landry
Hauser.
Shaman in the Hauser role.
Landry
What about
Shamet-
Marcus Morris? He lit you up for 30 in Game 5.
Yeah, he's another year older. I'm not worried about Mook. Landry Shamet in big 2025 it's going to be, by the way. It's going to be 2025 when these playoffs
I think
are
the
going
pecking
on.
order of your guards off the bench, Johnson, you, Tyler Kolek at the 1, McBride at the 2, TBD on the 3 and 4, and you're going to have Achua and Robinson and Jericho Sims at the 5 through down the stretch. And you know what? Another trade could happen. Another trade could happen. CPJ, what about a buyout market? What about someone gets bought out and we bring a wing off there? Real ones knew this was an option. Real one knew this was an...
Knock door? I don't know.
Someone help us read this. It says, debate me in 5 years when we have multiple rings. Come back either. I think what you're trying to say is real Knicks fans knew this was a possibility.
Yeah.
If you don't agree, debate me in 5 years. Oh, grade A. It was a grade A trade is what he's saying.
Okay.
It is. This isn't. I give it a B+ because you had to give up DiVincenzo.
Yeah.
I would have rather have given up Mitchell Robinson for that salary.
100%. You'd rather give up Mitchell Robinson. Then I'm a little bit okay. If you still have Devo on this team, I'm okay with.
Oh my gosh, you
Achua
saw
being your
DiVincenzo be the
backup.
best team in the
Achua
NBA.
being your backup big. You stack up with Boston way better if that was the case. But Mitchell Robinson being hurt, maybe you might have stopped that from being the case.
Vegas says, so Josh Hart being our best rebounder at 6'4" is a great thing. Karl-Anthony Towns averages 11 rebounds per game in the NBA in his career. He's a better rebounder than Julius Randle. You still have Mitchell
Solid.
Robinson.
He hasn't been as good in these past couple of years rebounding the basketball as he was early on in his career, putting up a lot of empty stats. Those Minnesota teams.
10.1 boards this year.
10.1.
Yep.
What about in the playoffs? We're gonna need possessions or everything.
Playoffs, he averaged 9.
All right. Good enough. Good enough. Jason Tatum averaged 11. So.
William Burton, the Bang God. What's up, man? Marsh Randall for Cat, no brainer. Donte is a Garden favorite, gonna miss him. Can you explain the Charlotte part? So we are essentially trading Daquan Jeffries to Charlotte. I believe they are sending money to the Minnesota Timberwolves. And Jeffries is signing a new contract to make the money work in this trade. I cannot believe this.
Unbelievable. What we got here? Onek Gonzalez. Are we done adding pieces? Looks good. Looking good, though. I wouldn't say that you're done, but it's not like you have the most attractive trade package to be throwing out there unless you're including McBride, which I don't think they're going to do because he is now the most valuable contract on this roster besides Jalen Brunson.
He is your guard off the bench now.
I mean, for what he's going to, for the role that he's going to play, the money he gets paid,
It's unreal.
it makes him almost untradeable for the Knicks. Just what are you getting of value back for him?
66 Kemble. We get value for JR who could walk. We'll miss Donte DiVincenzo. Nail on the head right there.
Nail on the head. John Dottie!
Hey, John Dottie! Says, I met Jalen and Donte together for the first time at a party freshman year. As a Nova guy, this hurts. He's soft, but I hope this works. I have faith in Leon. Love how Cat can play the 5. Go Knicks. John Thotty, you're a real one, my man. I'm upset too. I'm also excited. I am very excited.
What we got here?
Abbott? Bat 03. $5 super chat. Thank you. Says Cat is 21 points per game and shoots 40% from 3. He's a perfect fit. Randle was not. Love Devo, but anybody that says we ain't better tonight is nuts. 55 years. I told you guys.
Got everybody. Everybody's super chat has been covered.
I told y'all. The audience has died down a little bit. We're down to 1,600. It's only the real ones in here at this point.
We were at 2,000 people at one point.
Can we just all admit, like, that I was right? That I told you that Randle wasn't going to play a game again for the Knicks? And 4K Anthony says, dub, Marsh. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Kingdom NYC says, real one here.
Everybody's who's still hanging out with us right now, real ones. So we haven't even gotten into a video yet. We've just been hanging out with you guys, having a good time reacting to all these moves.
William Yan says, real ones. Robert Hammond says, Marsh, you're the man. Thank you, sir. Brian Fitzgerald says, Marsh was right. Thank you, sir. The video going out on the channel was the Knicks are looking to trade Randle for Cat. John Pettit.
What up, John P?
Mr. John Pettit. $10 super chat, my man. We have to take emotions out of it. Is it a good trade for the team or not? We're talking about winning a championship. Sucks to lose Devo, but winning solves your feelings.
It does. Coming from a Celtics fan. We lost Marcus Smart, heart and soul of the team for 10 years. Trade him. Win a championship. Haven't thought about him. Sorry. It's not like I was in a relationship with the guy. I could forget about him. It's sports, man. Get over it.
BX banging it, NY repping. You know what it is.
Alexander A. Rayu.
Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday, Derek White, U.S. Olympic team. Good luck. Oh, wait, I must have missed Jalen Brown on the Olympic team. I also missed Jason Tatum on the Olympic team.
He was there.
Oh, where was he?
I don't know. He's a gold medal. That's all I know.
Okay. I think we all scored the same amount of points in the Olympic gold medal game.
Yep. And he has one more. He has 2 more gold medals than we do. Second best player on the 2020 Olympics, but nobody wants to talk
literally
about
just
that.
not true.
Nobody wants to talk about that.
We already fact-checked
He only
that.
averaged the second most points on the team.
We already fact-checked that.
He averaged
It's
the
not
second
true.
most points on the roster.
We watched the highlights. He didn't make any plays.
Oh, my God.
It
We
was
watched
Dame.
cherry-picked highlights.
It was Dame.
It was not Dame. Dame stinks.
All right, let's get into this cut.
All right.
Let's get into this cut.
We do have a couple more, 2 more super chats to roll through.
James Yoder.
Familiar
Raise the banner, James Yoder. James Yoder, me,
Yoder.
you, 2025 NBA Finals, courtside. Beers are on me. Beers are on me, James Yoder.
Knicks Celtics.
Nobody
Eastern
loves the
Conference
NBA Finals more than James Yoder. We'll be there.
James Yoder. They're going to be raising maybe I can't even. They're not raising any banner.
We're winning the in-season. We are an in-season tournament lock.
That's a great.
We are an in-season tournament lock.
Raise that banner. See how it works out for the
Finals
Lakers.
game 1.
Yeah.
Beers are on me.
Yep, sure.
Johnson U, $2 super chat says, thought NBA Centel broke the news. I'm with Coop and Smitty at the bar. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm on my phone. Coop smacks my arm. My Knicks are trading for Karl-Anthony Towns, as Coop says it in Coop fashion. And I'm like, I don't think I said a word for a minute.
You were just like, what? And then next thing you know, he was locked in on his phone.
Justice's dad says his cat's still in his prime. He's 28 years old. He hasn't even entered his prime. BTD reacts. Yes! Now can the Giants get rid of Daniel Jones? I will cry tears of joy that day. And I don't care how that's going to make anybody feel. William Burton, $10 super chat. Now, let's put number 30. You had me in the first half, not going to lie.
Had me in the first half.
You had me in the first half, not going to lie, William Burton. For the King, for Bernard, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Wait, now one more super chat here.
Yodes, finals game 1, tickets reserved. Let's ride. I'm there. I'm there.
How can you reserve tickets to something that's never going to come true?
Why are you such a hater? Aren't you born in New York? Aren't you raised off that dirty water?
Yeah, I am. I am.
Wisen up. You need Ken Wisenhunt. Wizen up. Finals game 1 at MSG because the Knicks are going to have the best record in the NBA.
Yeah, sure.
Y'all, get ready to learn 2-seed, buddy.
Oh, that's fine.
Get ready to learn Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals at MSG.
No Larry? No Larry?
Who?
No Larry?
Who?
Point at you, brother. Point at you, brother. No Larry?
Let's
Oh,
go.
my goodness. All right.
Let's ride. Let's dive into the cut. A little late, but you know what? We had a lot of super chats to run through. I'm going to try to break this down the best I can in the most neutral way that I can. All right, you ready? Karl-Anthony Towns, you are a New York Knick. We've got breaking news late in September in the NBA as Leon Rose has done it again. The New York Knicks have acquired Sir Karl-Anthony Towns in a trade that sends out Julius Randle and Donte DiVincenzo to the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is something that we have been following on this channel for over a year at this point. We all knew it was a possibility as soon as Julius Randle did not put pen to paper on a contract extension. And here we are. Karl-Anthony Towns is a Knick, and Julius Randle and Donte DiVincenzo are Minnesota Timberwolves. Sham Charania, with Woj retired, broke the news. The Knicks have acquired Cat from Minnesota, Randle DiVincenzo, and a first-round pick via Detroit. Head to Minnesota. Some other updates in this. We'll show you the full trade details coming up. The Knicks are also including salary in Daquan Jeffries and draft compensation to Charlotte and a 3-team Karl-Anthony Towns, Julius Randle deal. With the Knicks sending draft compensation to Minnesota, and the Knicks also sending draft compensation to Charlotte, and the Knicks attaching Donte DiVincenzo, I think that tells us who the best player in this deal was, according to both teams. I think this tells us that the New York Knicks were extremely motivated to get this deal done. And there was a multitude of reasons why the Knicks wanted to get this deal done. And I'll tell you why that is coming up in a second. But I want every Knicks fan watching today's show to share your thoughts in the comments section. Give me your one-word reaction to the trade. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. And you're about to get hit with a YouTube ad break. So when that ad plays, scroll on down and let me know your one-word reaction to Karl-Anthony Towns being a New York Knick. My one-word reaction is wow. That was my initial one-word reaction. But then I thought, we knew this. Anyone that has been following this story, keeping track of the paper trail, subscribing to this channel, which if you're not subscribed, change it. Hit that big red sub button. We haven't missed on a Knicks move since Jalen Brunson became a member of this team. It was so obvious. How many times have we heard Julius Randle was tradable from the big wigs at ESPN? How many times have we heard the New York Knicks were interested in Karl-Anthony Towns? How many times have I done a video on this. Where there is smoke, there is fire, and it was a bonfire. We just couldn't see it. And the New York Knicks made this trade mainly for two reasons. Julius Randle could have been a free agent at the end of the summer and left for nothing, and they knew they needed to make a trade for a center. So what did they do? They traded Randle, who may not be here long term because he did not sign that contract extension, for a player that's locked into his contract, that's a part of the CAA mafia, that fits this team better than almost any player in the NBA. The New York Knicks now have arguably the best starting five in basketball, with Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Karl-Anthony Towns. The Knicks made moves to go out and get OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges to be able to go toe-to-toe with the Boston Celtics. The New York Knicks make the move for Karl-Anthony Towns to play five-out basketball to go toe-to-toe with the NBA champion Boston Celtics. You've added a player to this team that is a four-time All-Star, two-time All-NBA player, a guy that in his career averages north of 20 points per game, north of 10 rebounds, and shoots better than 48% from the field and north of 39% from three. The Knicks wanted a player that elevated the ceiling of this basketball team, and that's what Karl-Anthony Towns does. Another reason the Knicks made this trade is because they could not count on Julius Randle performing in the playoffs. Whatever you want to say about Randle, for the reasons he didn't play well against the Hawks, for the reasons he did not play well against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the reason he didn't play well against the Miami Heat, it does not matter. The New York Knicks traded a question mark in Julius Randle when it comes to playoff production for proven production. Karl-Anthony Towns averages more points in the playoffs than Randle. He averages more rebounds than Randle. He averages less turnovers than Randle. He shoots 13% better from the field than Randle. And he shoots 7% better from downtown. We also saw Karl-Anthony Towns play unbelievable basketball in Game 7 for the Minnesota Timberwolves against the NBA champion Denver Nuggets. The Knicks want to play five out. The Knicks want to say, my five's better than your five. Come guard us. And it's going to be really tough when you have OG Anunoby in the left corner shooting above 40% from three. You're going to have Mikal Bridges in the right corner shooting above 40% from three. You're going to have Jalen Brunson at the top of the key running a pick and pop, pick and roll with Cat, with Josh Hart roaming in that dunker spot, playing that Draymond Green role. The New York Knicks might be the most complete starting five in the NBA. And I still like their bench of Cam Payne and Deuce McBride and Precious Achiuwa and Mitchell Robinson when he gets back. A trade still could be coming. A main reason I think the Knicks made this trade is, though, that they believe in Deuce McBride. This is a Deuce McBride channel. We did a video 2 weeks ago saying that he's going to be the X factor for this team. Little did we know that he was now going to be the first guard coming off the bench for this basketball team. Deuce McBride is a lockdown defender. Deuce McBride is an improved shooter, shooting above 40% from three last year. Miles McBride is a winning basketball player who's on a contract that might be one of the best value deals in the NBA. I am very sad that this is an end of an era for the New York Knicks. Look, I didn't love Julius Randle, the basketball player. I can admit that. But man, there weren't many people that could do what 30 could do. There weren't many people that could average 25, 10, and 5 and shoot 45% from the deck and 33% from three. Julius Randle brought respect back to the New York Knicks. A three-time All-Star with New York. A two-time All-NBA player. There weren't many that can do what he could do. And I'm going to be upset, and I am sad that he's no longer a part of this team. But at the end of the day, it's about raising banners. It's about putting things in the rafters at the world's most famous arena. And I've said it once, I'll say it twice, and I'll always stand on it. If regular season Randle were to show up in the playoffs, I think the Knicks could win the NBA title. But I'm not 100% sure that regular season Randle was ever going to show up in the playoffs. Julius Randle is going to be 30 in November. Randle is coming off major shoulder surgery, And the year before that, a major ankle injury. And his future with the Knicks was uncertain. The writing was on the wall. They had to do what they had to do. It also stinks that the New York Knicks had to throw in Donte DiVincenzo in this trade. I thought that DiVincenzo was going to be a New York Knick for the rest of his life. I didn't think that anybody else would be wearing number 0 for the Knicks for a long, long time. And I got a lot of respect for the big Ragu, man. The season started a little bit shaky, coming off the bench, trying to find his footing, looking to find a role on this team. But when he was elevating into the starting lineup, he was one of the best basketball players in the association last year. Scored almost 18 a night with excellent efficiency. And the thing that I respected the most about Donte is he is one competitive SOB. He ain't scared. Doesn't matter who he's playing. Doesn't matter where he's playing. Doesn't matter what the circumstance is. He's going to give you everything he got. He's always going to empty the tank. And in the playoffs, when the lights were the brightest, when the biggest moments required the biggest performances, DiVincenzo was there. What about the shot against the Philadelphia 76ers? Maybe the best moment of my life as a New York Knicks fan, as a 29-year-old. Donte DiVincenzo was everything and more that we could have asked for when the Knicks signed him to come over from the Golden State Warriors. But in the NBA, you got to pay to play. In the NBA, you got to spend money to make money. And it costs to be the boss. And right now, the Knicks are going to go toe-to-toe with any team in the NBA with this starting 5. Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Karl-Anthony Towns. It is championship or bust now. I did a video last week where I said it was Eastern Conference Finals or bust. But when you go all in before the dealer even lays out the flop in the river card, you raise the expectations of this team. And those expectations are now championship or bust. And I think they're going to do it. I think the New York Knicks are going to raise a banner this year. Because I believe in this team. I believe in this ownership. And at the end of the day, as long as number 11 is on this squad, they got a chance to do what this team has not done in 50-plus years. Grade the trade for me in the chat. I want everyone watching right now to jump down in the comment section and grade the trade. A, B, C, D, or F. If I had to give a grade for the trade, give it an A minus. An A minus is my official grade. I don't love having to include DiVincenzo. I don't love having to trade that Pistons first-round pick, which is essentially 2 priority second-round picks. And I don't love having to give up extra draft compensation second-round picks to Charlotte. But the Knicks got better today. They're closer to the goal, which is being an NBA champion. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. I'm on Instagram at @MarshallGreen_. If you want to continue the conversation, I'll be available all night to do so. Give me a follow, and let's go Knicks! Come on, man.
Listen, it's big. It's a swing deal. It's a move you make if you want to contend. If you want to beat the big dogs. If you want to become the boss.
Man. This is an all-in move. This is what we live for. This is why we're sports fans, Smitty.
Yep.
This is why you are up watching at 12:14 a.m. in New York, the Widow's Peak and Smitty talking hoops. Because you love this shit. Just like we love this shit.
That's what we do. Let's go, baby.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I feel so vindicated, man. I feel so vindicated, and I love it. Another trade is absolutely possible, Raymond. Absolutely possible. Levi says, Marsh, why are people making it like Julius is a better defender than Cat? Because they're upset. It's called coping. I wouldn't say any of them, neither of them are elite defenders. But I would say Cat is a more flexible defender. He can guard 5s and 4s where Randle could only really guard 4s. Dewey. What's up, man? Are you comfortable starting Hart every night? Yeah. I am. Josh Hart was electric in the playoffs. I'm very cool with starting him, excuse me. Very comfortable with that. Very comfortable.
Let's go.
Shout out to Dewey, $2 super chat,
Dewey
my
Finn
man.
from School of Rock.
Bush Kid. It's ring time. It's ring time. It's put up or shut up. You got a window for 5 years. You got a 5-year window with this core. I almost said Randle's under contract.
Raymond, great point there. Raymond, great point. You're a smart guy. You know ball.
What did he say?
Said Cat can't guard Porzingis.
It says can.
Oh, never mind.
He's
Bad
right.
point.
No, you were 100% right.
No, he doesn't know ball.
You literally just lied. You're now lying. You were right the first time.
Can't guard Porzingis. Still a mismatch.
Who's the better guy to guard Porzingis, though, Randle or Cat?
Definitely Cat. Randle would have gotten fried.
Who's a better guy to match up with Horford? Cat.
Yeah, Cat's a good matchup against Horford for sure.
Wow.
40-year-old will still cook him though. No worries.
What I think people are going to realize about Cat is, Smitty, his skill and athleticism at that size, there's not really many unicorns in this league. When you talk unicorn and then one step below, he's in that class.
Yeah, for sure.
He's going to go coast to coast.
He's not the
as a 7-footer.
He's not the elite rim protector that you'd want in a unicorn, but he can play. He can be a good help defender. He could be a good kind of decoy defender when your best player, like OG Anunoby, is roaming around the paint. I think he could be good in that regard, but I don't think Cat is an incredible defensive asset. But he gives you an ability to play basketball like you didn't have before. That's playing 5 out. Playing 5 out successfully as well. The Knicks going small and playing 5 out last year was not sustainable.
And they were talking about doing it this year with Randle, and I wasn't very sold on that.
I don't think anybody was ever sold on it. Whatever comments we heard about from Tibbs when they said we're going to see a lot of Randle at the 5, clearly that was not the case. Clearly they were not buying into that idea. You guys can play 5 out now. That's what you need to do to beat a team like Boston. Got to play their style, and you got to play it better.
Like trying just to still all process this. Like, I pride myself for having a feeling of the beat on this team, and Ty Clemens says I'm effing mad. Talk to me, Ty Clemens. Why are you mad, brother? Why are you mad?
Jason B,
what's up, my man? $5 super chat. Thank you for being here. Says B grade, good. Cat is arguably
He is
the best
definitely-
player.
He is definitely the best player in the
We
field.
needed a center, and Randle wasn't guaranteed to re-sign. I wonder what Brunson and others think. You're right. It's a guy that knows what he's talking about right there. What do you think Josh Hart and Brunson and McHale are thinking right now?
Sucks, but we got better.
Like, we sometimes forget these are people, too.
They're people, man. Like
They
they
are
have a
people.
close relationship with Donte DiVincenzo.
It's their buddy from college. They've known him since high school. How many nights do you think since Mikal Bridges was signed have they all hung out together talking about this upcoming season?
I'd like to think it's more than a handful.
How many phone conversations? How many texts in the group texts talking about what's going to happen this year? Media day is Monday.
Does Donte get removed from the group text now? Like, what happens? Like, you got to think about real world implications here. Does Donte DiVincenzo get removed from the Villanova boys group chat?
Is Cat at media day on Monday?
Yes, 100%. 100%. Sir Per.
Is Randle and DiVincenzo at Minnesota's?
Yes. That's more than enough time.
Ball Boy says this might be the worst trade if Cat is injured. What if he's not? What if he's not? What if Randle gets injured? Like, that's such a weird way to look at this. Right? I don't know. It's an emotional night. It's an emotional night.
Cat gonna wear 32? So Knicks, I think Knicks 32 is retired. Jerry Lucas, that ring a bell?
Let me take a look here. No, 32 is not retired.
All right.
Only retired numbers are 6 for Bill Russell across the NBA, 10 for Walt Frazier, Dick Barnett, number 12, Earl Monroe and Dick McGuire, both are retired at 15.
The Pearl.
Willis Reed, 19. Dave DeBusschere,
Oh.
number 22.
Good old
Bill
Dave.
Bradley, 24.
Beast.
Patrick Ewing, number 33. And number 613 is also retired.
Okay.
For Red Holzman.
Hey, here we go. 32. Step on in.
Kind of like him in 0.
0?
No respect for the Cat.
Oh, Sir Per.
He's a cornball.
He is a cornball.
There will be multiple times this year where I am mad for how corny Karl-Anthony Towns is.
You're going to be mad at some of his plays in the basketball court as well.
He's
He
not
is a
nearly as infuriating, though, as the other guy.
I agree. He's a little bit of a bonehead sometimes there on the floor. Brian Fitzgerald says,
I'm still in shock.
yeah, it's crazy, bro.
Brian Fitzgerald says this lineup allows OG to explode
Hey,
on offense.
Yo.
Hey, yo!
Nah.
You got to throw a pause in there or a no Diddy or no
did-
baby
no-
lotion
no
or
diddle.
something.
OG, in my opinion, is not an explosive off the dribble offensive player. He's not. I'm not scared of OG face up game. Trying to
He's a great 4 scorer.
great 4 scorer. Can hit the catch and shoot.
He's got a mid-range game.
Got a mid-range game.
He gets downhill because he's big and strong. Ask Joel Embiid when he punched it on his head in Game 6.
He can kind of curl off the wing to that high post area and then catch the ball and turn around and hit the midi from there. Like, that's part of his game. But he's a guy you work off the ball, not really an on the ball threat.
And I've seen a lot of people tonight, Smitty, ask this question, and I think you're going to have a great answer for it, and you don't even know it yet.
What's that?
Okay. Who's the backup 3 for the Knicks? That's what they're saying, right?
Yeah, they don't really have many.
You want to know who the
wings.
backup 3 is?
Mikal Bridges or OG Anunoby.
Yep.
One of the two.
Yep. Who's the
Or-
backup 3 for the Celtics? Either
Sa-
Jason Tatum or Jalen Brown.
Yeah, and then you throw Sam Hauser somewhere else. in the
That's
lineup.
why you get those 2 wings, so you can have 1 wing on the floor at all times.
Yep.
Your backup 3 is in your starting lineup.
Yeah, it's a good point.
1 comes out, Deuce comes in. Deuce goes to the 2. The other slides to the 3.
Good point.
That's your team. It's going to be a tight 8-man rotation in the regular season. Robinson comes back. It'll open up the floodgates. And who's to say another trade doesn't happen? As Chase _ Senior. As I will see Will Scott in the morning at 10 a.m. at my house tomorrow. I cannot wait for that. Chase Senior, my man, says, Marsh knows ball. What up, Bronx boy? Is the Bronx boy here?
Tripod, where you at?
The old man probably went to sleep. He had too much fun on Giants Live today.
Yep.
The New York crew, Smitty and I, have just been at work all day.
It's been a nonstop New York news cycle because it doesn't stop in the Big Apple.
Smitty, think about it like this. We went live for the Giants game 2 hours before kickoff. That's 5:15 Eastern time.
Yep.
We were live until midnight. We went to sleep. Then we got back to work. We were live for another 2 hours today. We've been live for another 90 minutes today. This is what we do. We eat, sleep, and breathe this shit.
We've almost been live for 9.5 hours in the past 24.
And it wouldn't be possible unless we had hundreds and hundreds of thousands of fans tuning in every single time. And that's why y'all are real ones. William Chavez. Any relation to Chavez from Friday Night Lights? Let me know. Says, what's your opinion on losing Donte DiVincenzo? It breaks my heart.
It's a heartbreaker.
It's a heartbreaker. As John Pettit says, I have to give it to you, Marsh. Didn't think they were going to trade Randle. I won't do you like I did everyone else, Mr. John Pettit, because I love and respect you. But I told you.
Yo, Johnson Hughes, funny as hell.
Oh, my. William Chavez. I'm going to miss him, man. And I think the Knicks will miss him. Because DiVincenzo was the type of guy that could be thrown into any game and drop 30 at any moment. And he played with grit. He embodied what it meant to be a New York Knick. He played in a way that has people like me and diehard Knicks fans missing him after one season. Our best shooter, says the Big Henny. He was. It's going to suck not having DiVincenzo a part of this team when we put a banner at the top. It's going to suck. Johnson Yu says, after all that.
You know what he's talking about?
No.
Oh, my. Karl-Anthony Towns. Here we go.
Oh, I do know that.
After all that.
Yeah, there's some sus caps moments.
Here we go. Listen to this. After all that.
I don't know why
you got Sir Purr on the squad now.
Derek White just got beat up at a Colorado football game, Smitty. Shut up.
I don't get Derek White, guess what else he is? A champion.
Your team got beat up at an alma mater football game. Homecoming week.
What was he doing there? What was he doing with the stands in the mosh pit in the end zone there? Derek White, get a box.
As the face of Boston media here at Chat Sports says, still can't beat the Celtics.
It's a good point, Ali Barefoot. Ball nowhere. Ball nowhere, number one, because clearly this is the Knicks trying to play catch-up. They're trying to catch up to Big Bro, who they have never beat.
Allie Barefoot's had some bad takes here, and this is the worst one yet.
No.
This is the worst one yet, Mrs. Barefoot.
No, she knows exactly. She's her finger on the pulse of the Eastern Conference right now. Celtics over Knicks. Probably going to be 5, to be honest. They'll run out of gas by then.
All these moves are just to keep up with Boston, she says.
That's right.
Don't say anything to me when I walk into work on Monday. Zip it. Storm Daddy.
Okay.
Dun. Says, hey, yo, no Diddy.
Hey, yo.
Three-person desk. I'm so glad I don't have to celebrate this with Goldman. Edwin Lorenzo coming in with a $2 super chat.
Unbelievable.
Says, sadly hoping Donte struggles early and comes home. No. We're just
unfortunate. His days as the Knicks are done. He's on such a good value contract. Minnesota's not going to give him up for anything now.
Dun, dun. Dun, dun. The Knicks are winning it all.
Yeah, okay.
Visualize what you want to see. And I want to see the Knicks do it.
John Gray.
John Gray, 76, says Cat, best center since Ewing. Brunson, best point guard since Clyde.
That's low-key facts. Cat is the best new Knicks center since Patrick Ewing.
Bridges, OG, best two-way wings since Sprewell.
Oh, my God.
And we have two of them. Tibbs, best coach since Jeff Van Gundy. Let's go get our first ring since 1973.
Knicks got a lot of best everythings with this new roster. Bar's pretty low.
You're right. You're right, John Gray. You're right. I cannot believe this, Smitty.
Marcus Morris is going to be your tough guy. Yep, sure.
Who's your tough guy?
We got enough. We got.
There is nobody I would label on the Celtics as tough.
Al Horford's tough.
I'll give you that.
Jalen Brown's tough. Jalen Brown getting your grill.
9 turnovers in a closeout game.
He's beyond that. He's Finals MVP now. something a New York Knicks hasn't been able to say for 5 decades. I'll keep bringing it up. You guys don't want me at Knicks watch parties all year long. You don't.
Tricky Nicky says this is an A-plus trade. A Michigan man and a man that knows ball is what Tricky Nicky is. Buggy Blade. Buggy Blade says, as a Knicks fan, I'm going to see how this plays out. I grade this trade a B, and we're still one of the top 5 teams in the East. Brother, we are not a top 5 team in the East. We are a top 2 team in the East, and we ain't 2. Top 2, not 2. I do have a actual hoops question from you, Smitty.
What do you got?
Are you worried at all that this could be the year maybe that the 76ers and Joel Embiid put it together? Because I would say that neither of us, unless Mitchell Robinson comes back healthy, are the best matchup for Embiid. Us in a better spot than you guys, I would say. You do have Horford, but outside of that.
Yeah, we're not the best at stopping Embiid specifically, but I have no problems guarding Tyrese Maxey or Paul George. I'm fine.
Yeah, no, that was more so asked through a lens of stopping Embiid.
Yeah.
Like, I like having the ability to throw a Cat and a Mitchell Robinson and an OG at Embiid.
Yeah, you can give him different looks, which is nice with Cat. Listen, Randle was never going to be able to defend him.
Never.
You could throw different stuff at Joel Embiid now with the versatility you have. Mitch Robinson, definitely the best rim protector, the 3. OG Anunoby, that kind of mixed bag, that small guy who can really get underneath Joel Embiid's grill. And then Karl-Anthony Towns is the guy who's going to be able to move laterally while matching the size of Joel Embiid. So you can offer different looks.
I just kind of have been feeling a little bit like maybe this is the year Embiid, who is an unstoppable force, puts it together for a month. I don't think it's the craziest thing to think.
It would be very Knicks for that to be the case, right? It would be very Knicks for them to load up, be at their closest possibility to winning a championship, and then Joel Embiid finally just puts it together for a playoff run. I ain't saying he can beat us. He might beat y'all along the way.
We are much better equipped to beat them than you guys. Who's your backup center? Is Xavier Tillman?
Luke Cornett. All right, let's not forget.
I think Tillman's a better option. He locked up Luka. Brendan Walker, $2 super chat. Mitch plus Bates Diops and Dottie and a pick for Clarkson and Kessler.
It's just not enough. The Jazz, Danny Ainge is smarter than that.
Is Clarkson a Fetty guy?
You could dump him. You don't even have to play him. Is Clarkson
I like where your mind is at, Brendan. Another move to be made, especially if Mitch is that guy. But I'm looking for bigger and better than Clarkson.
You get the first and the second best player in this deal.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. Is Clarkson better than Mitch?
I don't think so. He's getting
Same level of player. I don't know.
I don't think so. Is Jordan Clarkson outplaying All-Star Jared Allen in a series head-to-head?
Probably not.
So
No.
Jordan Clarkson's 32 years old. Mitchell Robinson is a much more valuable piece than Jordan Clarkson.
Jordan Clarkson has played, I would say, triple the amount of games that Mitchell Robinson has played in the last 4 years.
Then why did nobody trade for him last year at the deadline?
I'm not saying he's the be all piece here, but like let's not act like the value of Jordan Clarkson on your basketball team is miles below the value of Mitchell Robinson.
I think it is. I think Mitchell Robinson, if healthy, can be a starting center on a championship team.
What were the first two words you said there?
Jordan Clarkson is 32 years old, does not play defense, and last year, I believe, shot less than 40% from the field.
If a guy like Miles McBride's not doing it for you, he's just another guy who can go get buckets off the bench. I'm not saying
He shot 41% from the field last year and 29% from three. I do not want him on my basketball team. He will be 33 years old coming up this year.
Bad year for Clarkson.
This ain't 2019 anymore. If you can't shoot above 41% with the Utah Jazz, you are not a good basketball player.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
Jason B., what up, my man? Toughest thing about the C's is Derek White's forehead. Agreed. And definitely the hairline. I could speak on that.
There's none, baby. Storm Daddy. Center position needed to be filled. Don't hate this.
Center position needs to be filled. Karl-Anthony Towns is your starting center, ladies and gentlemen.
Give me your confidence level on a scale from 1 to 10 of Karl-Anthony Towns being an elite center. He's best basketball the last couple of years has been when Rudy Gobert has come over to Minnesota. He's been more operating at the 4. They've obviously have lineups where he runs the 5, but a lot of his action has been at the 4 past couple seasons.
I think the NBA is getting smaller and smaller by the year, and I like him as a 5 better than a 4. And I think him as a 5 is going to be the best spot for him as a Knick because of the talent around him, the space he's going to have to operate, and having 4 people around him that can shoot the basketball at all times. Do the Knicks lose a little physicality? Do the Knicks lose a little bit of grit? Do they lose a little bit of rebounding? Sure. But what they lose in that, they gain in talent and offensive production in a much larger way. Yeah, and Jaden Rossi makes a good point. He could have Mitch next to him at the end of the season.
Jaden Rossi also sent in a $2 super chat saying Randle took so many plays off rebounding and stuff.
Yes, he did. He was not committed to winning at every single moment. OG in the building. What's up, OG? Give me a vibe check, OG. Talk to me. Talk to me, OG. Seal Pasito.
What up,
$20 super chat. What's up, Seal? I don't love Cat, but you got me sold. I hope Cat will fall in line with Tibbs, excuse me. Hate to lose Devo. This trade had to be done. Go Knicks. Yeah? You had to do it.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to enter the season, Randle, with uncertainty at the injury, uncertainty at the long-term future, uncertainty at the fit, and uncertainty on playoff success. Does it stink that we never saw this team run it one time together? That they were 11-1 together last year? It does stink a little bit. OG says, salute. I know we need a center. I really wanted to see Randle with this lineup, but I understand. Totally get that. I totally get that. I also wanted to see them run it. They were 11-1 when Randle, Brunson, and OG played together last year. They were one of the best teams in the NBA, but Smitty, that was January hoops.
Yeah.
Justice Dad says 11-1 is 90s Bulls numbers. There's no doubt about it. They were one of the best teams in the NBA in the month of January. No doubt about it. Johnson, what's up, Brody? He's a good three-point shooter. You think Tibbs will hinder him by putting him straight in the paint? No. You don't make this trade, Smitty, to have him do something that he doesn't do well.
Yeah,
the offense that the Knicks will now run is a spaced-out offense that revolves around a pick and pop with Brunson and Cat.
He doesn't operate like he doesn't dominate the paint. That's not where he's had most of the success in his career. Karl-Anthony Towns, I believe, I don't know where the stat is, but I think he has the most three-pointers made in a career for somebody of his height or higher.
I buy that.
I believe that he is very high up in that regard. And it might be the leader already in less than 10 years in the league.
We've seen he's a 4-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA player. He's one of the best players in the NBA. Like, however you think about him, corny, zesty, whatever it is, he's a damn good hooper. Last year, Cat shot 43% on catch-and-shoot threes. 4.5 a game. So you got a 40+% catch-and-shoot guy in Brunson, 40+% catch-and-shoot in OG, 40+% catch-and-shoot in McHale. And 40+ with Cat, 40+ with McHale, 40+ with OG, 40+ with Brunson. Ball's not sticking on this team either. Ball's flying around.
Got a lot of options. Could that rear its ugly head when it comes time to hit a big shot? Like, what if Jalen Brunson's taken out of the play? Who are you going to next?
I think it's a two-man game with him and Cat, and then you have two 40% shooters at each corner ready to go. Like, this is Jalen Brunson's team. 718 says Randle is better than a Cat. My take on this has always been similar. I think Randle is a better first option than Karl-Anthony Towns. I think Karl-Anthony Towns is a better 2 or 3 than Cat. I think Randle's a better 1A. I think Cat is a better player at the 2 or the 3. Randle can be an entire engine to an offense, I think, at times. I think Cat, playing off of talent, does it at a higher clip than Randle.
Jaden Rossi, good point right here.
Pick and pop with OG cutting backdoor, Josh Hart cutting backdoor, Mikal Bridges cutting backdoor. Also, Cat, not a great passer, Smitty, but a capable passer. He's just a skilled player. He's a skilled player. Jason B.
I'm just looking to see what we have here.
We're going to get into a mailbag to close out today's show. If you want to have your question featured on the mailbag that's going to go out on the channel tomorrow, you got to send in a super chat. So many super chats have come in. Smitty is going to prioritize the super chats to get it on the mailbag that are the most applicable questions, thoughts, comments, and concerns. And we're at $346 in super chats. If we get to 500, me and Smitty are doing a beer shotgun race.
Let's do it.
We're at 346. If we get to 500, we're doing a beer shotgun race. Or, you know what? If someone sends it at 50, I'll do a beer shotgun race. How about that? I'll do a singular shotgun if someone sends in a 50. If we get to 500, I'll do a beer shotgun race. How about that? Ramon Garcia says Karl-Anthony Towns is a top 4 center in the NBA. 781 Fresh says Cat don't fit New York culture. Stack says Cat isn't worth 2 players. What up, Stacks? Edwin says, dude, the Tibbs-Cat chemistry could be a huge issue. I don't know. I think that's a little overblown. I don't think the Knicks would have traded for Cat if Tibbs wasn't cool with it. Shub says, yeah, Randle used to hold the ball a lot. Ramon says, Donte didn't show out. Nah, I can't rock with that, Ramon. Donte was excellent for the Knicks. Don't do that. Don't do that. We can all love the trade. We don't have to poo-poo Donte DiVincenzo. Justin says, I love the trade, Marsh. I asked you what would happen if we lost Julius for nothing. I'm happy we made this trade. Willie Joe says, what's the starting lineup then? Brunson at the 1, Bridges at the 2, Hart at the 3, OG at the 4, Cat at the 5. That is your closing lineup and probably your starting lineup. Derby says the trade is not yet final. The trade is final. The trade is final. The trade is final.
Wait on that.
718 says wanted Randle in the Pacers series. I did too, but he wasn't available. Derby says the trade it is final. First and Last says, is there a way to get this trade canceled? Why would you do that? Yeah, Donte is gone. That hurts. Jerry Stackhauser says Eats are bad at center stretch big. The Easts are bad at stretch centers big positions. So Cat should be a very good piece for Knicks. He is. Mr. Finesse says definitely a major upgrade. Edwin says Randle could fail physical. Come on, y'all. As we got a 3-point goal, Johnson, you bang! Everyone give me some JUs in the chat.
The man who started it all.
He was the first one, Smitty.
We had a wild night where we did a 3-point goal for every super chat that came in, and Johnson, you said it was going to be quite a night. And
Johnson, you was the first 3-point goal.
Yeah.
If we get another 50, I'll do another one, and I'll race Smitty.
Oh, boy.
I was at the bar lit already. If I'm going to be here talking Knicks until the wee hours of the morning, I'm doing it rocked.
Let's go. Shout out to Johnson, you. Knicks trade for Cat. Knicks trade for Cat. What a night. It's been crazy.
Oh, my gosh. Definitely going to need a trash can in here. Jaden Rossi says, I was at the bar. I'm not going to lie. I was smacked at the bar. Smitty and I were throwing down pitchers of
Purple Gatorade.
Unbelievable. CPJ in the building. What's up, CPJ?
It was a good question that we just...
Are we getting crazy tonight, guys? Are we getting crazy tonight, CPJ? I almost threw up in my mouth. Oh, my goodness, Smitty. I don't know if you saw what I just saw, but it happened again. He didn't do it one time. He did it again.
Oh, wow.
We got a 3-point goal. Johnson, you bang!
You gotta be kidding.
He said, Smitty, get in on this.
All right.
Oh, my Lanta. CPJ says, I'm already in the clouds. What do you mean by that? You say you're in some sort of cloud, and I don't know what you mean by that. No idea what you could mean by that, CPJ. I just thought when we got the final piece to the puzzle, everyone would be in to have a time. Johnson, you says, I'm here with Lord L. Boogie. Tell him he's only got a couple more strikes left. You got Limon. Limon Lime. Whoever wins this shotgun race is going to win the Eastern Conference? Is that what we're doing here? Whoever wins this shotgun race is going to win the Eastern Conference? Chad says shotgun and seltzers. Yeah, well, happy dad. Trying to stay hydrated. These got electrolytes in them. We got to be ready to rock. What do you mean by you're bouncing on screen?
Bouncing, bro.
Yeah, I know, but like only a Boston fan would be bouncing it on screen.
Hey, yo, see, that's you're no Diddy, bro.
Ah.
That was a draw.
It was a draw, no Picasso. No Diddy, Andrew. Derby says it was a tie. If we get another 50, we'll run it back. I'll smoke him this time. CPJ, I'm seeing double, count triple. He is such a fraud.
What?
Smitty is such a fraud, man. Smitty is such a fraud. You guys don't even know. He doesn't even know. Oh my goodness. It's officially a Knicks Now party. Because we got I'm cranking it up. The new software's got a software. We're waiting to get it on screen. Because we got a... This is such blue balls.
This
What's the normal piece looking like?
Come on, man. Why is this thing going?
The Knicks just traded for Karl-Anthony Towns.
They did. And why don't we just go back to the basics? Cause we got a
3-point goal. Seal Pasito. Bang! Seal Pasito.
All right. Word.
Johnson, you says, I can't wait for the season to start. This might heal my Giants pain. It is. I need it. I'm tired of watching Giants football already. I'm tired of watching the Giants play football or whatever you want to call what they do on the field because I'm not sure that's football.
Not sure.
Unbelievable. Are you ready to get smoked again, Smitty?
Listen. Things that aren't going to happen. Write that down in things that aren't going to happen.
Like what? The Celtics running it back to back?
Most motivated team going for a back-to-back we've ever seen in our lifetimes.
We are the most motivated team. Everyone's telling Sir Purry can't do it.
Your team doesn't even know each other.
Unbelievable. Every $50 super chat the rest of the way, we're shotgun racing. We're going to 7-game series. 7-game series like the Knicks are going to do the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. Careful there, Smitty. Your dad likes the moves for the T-Wolves.
Yeah, he said that.
So he's a Randle guy.
Yeah, he said, he agreed that I said that they needed more face-up scoring, and he said that Donte can guard the other team's best twos, frees up Edwards.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about
He
that.
couldn't even guard Tyrese Maxey.
My dad's a big thinks he watches ball, but doesn't.
My father has been calling me. It's like, Dad, I have to cover the breaking news. If you just subscribe to the channel, you
Subscribe
know.
to the channel. We're live.
Yeah, come on, Fred. Turn notifications on. We're live right now.
We saw you last night, Fred,
Come on, Fred. Be better. For the conference finals?
for the conference finals.
Not gonna lie, I think I dubbed that. I think I dubbed him. And this ain't West Side. West Side! I think I dubbed him. Keith Jackson says that was close. I give it to Marsh. Are you saying I'm getting some home court cooking?
Yeah,
Oh,
Home
my.
court advantage, but guess what? Guess where Marsh and the Knicks won't have home court advantage? October 22nd. It's on my calendar. It better be on yours.
That's
It's
Fred's
ring-
birthday. The Knicks will not lose on Fred's birthday.
Fade Fred's birthday. It's all about the C's on ring night. Now, that would
Mark
be-
K asks, how many games did Karl-Anthony Towns play last year? I'll get your answer.
He played.
Pretty sure the answer is 62.
I believe the answer is also 62.
The answer is 62. 62 games last year for Cat.
Look at Sir Purr. Look at Sir Purr.
Smitty, can I get an honest reaction to this trade? No bias, no hate. You're evaluating this trade as an NBA personality that covers the NBA here at Chat Sports.
You want to know my one-word reaction? I'll tell it from a Celtics fan perspective. My one-word reaction as soon as Jeffrey Cooperstein said, Knicks traded for Cat. Knicks traded for Cat. First thing I thought in my head, fuck. my trip to the finals just got harder. Like, instant reaction. Knicks got the best player in the deal. I dropped an F-bomb in my head. Excuse me.
Who are you more scared of in a playoff series, Karl-Anthony Towns or Julius Randle?
Karl-Anthony Towns, 100%. What do you mean? Why do we have to ask the question? Well, the answer's right in front of us, baby. Unbelievable. The guy's been better in the postseason in his career. They played it probably rough. I'd say they played roughly the same number of games in postseason play as well. I'm not sure if Randle got any playoff burn in New Orleans, but
No. The Knicks got better tonight. This feels awfully similar to the R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley trade.
yep. Everybody was real upset to get rid of IQ.
Yep. And now Emmanuel Quickley and Jalen Brunson make the same amount of money. It stinks that DiVincenzo and Randle are not going to be here for the Knicks to win an NBA Finals. It absolutely stinks. Edwin says, all right, I'm done. LOL, you don't know what you're talking about. Edwin, I've been saying the Knicks were going to trade Randle for 16 months, brother. I know what I'm talking about. If you don't want to – see, that's the thing about the way people digest content these days, Smitty. They only want to digest the content that aligns with their beliefs. They want to listen to what they want to hear rather than what they need to hear. That's what's wrong with America today. We only want to digest content that aligns with our thoughts. Listen to the real shit. It's this channel. We've been right about everything the Knicks are going to do. We told you they were going to sign Brunson. We told you they were going to trade for Josh Hart. We told you they were going to sign DiVincenzo. We told you they were going to trade for OG Anunoby. And we told you they were going to trade for Karl-Anthony Towns. This channel isn't what you want to hear. It's what you need to hear.
I didn't think you said it earlier either, but I think you're forgetting that you also pretty much called that the Knicks are going to trade for McCall Bridges too.
Oh, and I told you they were going to trade for Mikal Bridges.
And I'm never in the position as a C's guy to be pumping up Marshall's Knicks ego here, but he's been right. He's been right.
I'm just sick of it. How are you going to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about when I haven't missed in 36 months on this team?
I'm not sure if it was in this video, but I remember you may have done like a Knicks like master plan or dream off season or something of the kind. But I think multiple videos on this channel that you can go back and check the film have said, Marshall has said, Karl-Anthony Towns is the end game center. This is who Leon Rose wants to go out and get. And he did it. Because Leon Rose plays the game like a fan. Which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, but it's only improved his team so far.
Whatever you guys do, don't click the link in this chat. Because it'll take you to a video where Marshall Green said 1 month ago that the Knicks' master plan is to trade for Karl-Anthony Towns.
It wasn't that video?
Whatever you do, don't click that link.
I know, Paul.
Don't click it, Edwin. Don't click it.
NY to AZ with a good point here. Devo will be missed, but you have to pay to play. Knicks paid a big price. We got the best player in the trade.
I'm tired of people talking out of the side of their neck. It's a two-way street, and I'm coming with a Mack truck.
Justin Hernandez, what up? Cat is a soft defender, not really happy giving up Donte, but this move tells me the Knicks in it to win it. Just hope they can stay healthy, especially Towns. Yeah, Karl-Anthony Towns has missed 25+ games a season for the last couple. Gotta hope he's ready to go for postseason play. Wilson Chavez saying Donte was perfect for the Knicks. I feel sorry for him. I can still not believe he's gone. His blood was orange and blue. Wish him the best. It was. But so was Marcus Smart's for the Boston Celtics 2 years ago. They won a championship after they traded him. Not saying the Knicks are. I'll never say that, but they got closer today. Michael Garcia with a $10 super chat. Let's remember that Cat couldn't buy a 3 this past postseason. He got cold sometimes, but there were some games where he dug the Timberwolves out of holes offensively. Devo was a dog. Randle was playing on all cylinders with OG before he went down. Randle finally got the pieces he needed.
What? Can you read that again?
Yeah, Randle finally got the pieces he needed. Like Julius Randle was the focal point of this Knicks team moving forward.
You know how disrespectful that is to Jalen Brunson?
Come on, man. Be for real.
We don't actually believe that, right? I'm just tired of people just talking out of the side of their neck. When Smitty, there's receipts. Why don't we just do this? Why don't we just do this? I'm going to put a photo in the graphic sheet for all of the kids at home to see. It'll be at the very bottom. I don't know which one it'll be. I put it in square and horizontal. I don't know if everyone can see this, but it says 1 month ago at the bottom, Smitty. What does that say? Knicks master plan. Build to beat Boston, power of friendships, Karl-Anthony Towns trade. Told you. Told you. It's really not that hard either. Like, it's really not that hard. Brian Fitzgerald. I put the time and effort that I do into this team for people like you. For people like you.
What we do, man.
Let's get this mailbag rolling. Let's get this mailbag rolling if you can.
If you want, I'm going to run through right now to see how many questions we can get up on
Justice's dad, that's major love. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, one.
I have my doubts on Cat too, but now since he's here, I'm good with it. Let's just all give him a chance. Let's just all give him a chance. We give him a chance and let's see what happens. Edwin, I'm fine, brother. I am more than good. I'm gonna miss 30 and I'm gonna miss 0, no doubt about it. I'm gonna miss 30 and I'm gonna miss 0. I am. But the Knicks got better today. I could argue that Karl-Anthony Towns is a perfect fit for this team. I got you, Edwin. I got you, man. I apologize, brother.
That's cool.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. That's exactly it, CPJ. That's exactly it. It's exactly what happened. The Knicks offered him a contract. He said no, and that's where we're at.
Still, Pasito, the only way to get on the on the mailbag today is to send in a super chat. We're about to start rolling the mailbag now. Send in a super chat in the next couple seconds. We can get you on. We're about to start the mailbag here in just a moment.
Wow. All righty. If you want to be featured on the mailbag, my man Johnny, that's my guy right there. What's up, Johnny? Says, you convinced me this is good, but I love the Nova Boys. We all loved it. That was a storybook storyline. Like, that was a movie storyline, Smitty. 4 college teammates that won national championships together playing in the NBA. But that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen.
Are we playing for storybooks or are we playing for championship?
Exactly. They'll write storybooks about the Knicks beating the Celtics going on to win the NBA Finals.
All right. I'm trying to help you. right now. See you in May.
See you in May, brother. I was supposed to be at the parade this year.
Yeah. I'll go to the next one. It's all right.
Oh, my God. If you want to be featured on this mailbag, you got to send in a super chat. Kenya, Smitty, make sure Kenya's in the bag. Kenya. King Kenya. Crown him. He's the GOAT. All right, let's do it. The New York Knicks have traded for Karl-Anthony Towns. And we're going to talk about it on today's show. And we're going to answer questions from subscribers to try to get a feel of the fan base and how everybody is feeling. If you did miss our live show, that stinks because over 25,000 people tuned in, and you should have been there. And the way you can make sure you don't miss it is subscribing and turn your notifications on. So let's all take 1 second to hit that big red button and turn your notifications on. Let's do it right now. First question coming in from my guy, Ronaldo. What's up, man? Could they have extended Randle so his salary matched with Cat's and they didn't have to include Donte? No, because the extension would have been for future years. And once you extend a player, you cannot sign them. Once you extend a player, you cannot be traded for 6 months. And that would have been after the NBA trade deadline, and the Knicks weren't trying to wait 6 months. If you were been living under a rock, this was the trade. Cat to the Knicks, Randle, DiVincenzo, and a first-round pick to the Wolves with Daquan Jeffries and draft compensation going to the Charlotte Hornets. Whew. A lot of thoughts on this. Johnson, what does this mean for backup guards? McBride, Kolek, Payne, Shamet. Who makes it to the second unit? Will we see Marcus Morris at the 3 and 4 and Precious at the 4 and 5? Great question, Johnson. I believe Tyler Kolek is I believe Cam Payne is your clear-cut backup point guard to start the season. McBride is your clear-cut 2 guard off the bench. I think Precious Achiuwa is your clear-cut backup power forward with Jericho Sims as your backup 5 until Mitchell Robinson is healthy. And then you're going to have guys like Keita Bates-Diop, Chuma Okeke, and Marcus Morris all compete for that backup wing spot. But in reality, your backup wing is either Mikal Bridges or OG Anunoby. Whichever one come out of the game first is your backup, because then they'll just come in for the starter once he's rested up. A lot more minutes on the plate for Deuce McBride, though, that's for sure. Annette Gonzalez, are we done adding pieces? Looking good, though. I don't think that the Knicks are done adding pieces by any stretch of the imagination. We could easily still see a trade that involves Mitchell Robinson and picks and that $14 million salary to add a bench wing. But I think the Knicks like the idea of having Robinson come off the bench to where you can play multiple styles with Karl-Anthony Towns. So many times we see these NBA champion teams be able to win games with different types of games. You look at the Knicks, you can play small ball 5 with Cat at the 5. You can go big, hopefully, when Robinson gets healthy at the 5 and Cat at the 4. You could fight different ways, and I think that's only going to help the Knicks in the long run. Dewey Finn says, are you comfortable starting Hart every night? Absolutely. I honestly think Josh Hart was too good to come off the bench. What we saw him do in the playoffs when he was elevated in the starting lineup, triple-double after triple-double after triple-double after 48-minute game after 48-minute game after triple-double. Josh Hart was too good to come off the bench and play a limited role. The New York Knicks shortened their rotation while elevating the ceiling and adding more talent to this team. Does it suck to see Randle go? Absolutely. Does it suck to see DiVincenzo go? Absolutely. But the New York Knicks got better today, and they added a player who is one of the most skilled players in basketball, 4-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA player, and Josh Hart is now going to be playing 35 minutes a game. Knicks got better today, and I'm not even sure what the season total for the Knicks is going to be. It was at 53.5 wins. Smitty, our resident bookie here at Chat Sports, he upped it by 2 wins. That tells me that he thinks the Knicks got better. What do you think? 55.5 wins for the Knicks this year. Over, under, sound off. It'll be the pinned comment on today's show. So when you get hit with that YouTube ad break, scroll on down and let me know. Over, under. Brendan Walker, $2 super chat. What's up, man? Mitch, Bates Diop, Dottie, pick, plus Clarkson and Kessler. Knicks have one tradable first-round pick going forward, at least until next season. I think that the Jazz say no to this trade, and I have no interest in Jordan Clarkson on this team. He shot below 41% last year from the field. He shot below 30% from 3. He's 32 years old. The Knicks can do better. The Knicks can do better than Jordan Clarkson. I like Walker Kessler, but I think the need is more so at different positions right now than backup center. Like, I'm cool with Mitch being the backup center. I don't think you need to go out and make that trade. Johnson, he's a good three-point shooter. You think Tibbs will hinder him by putting him straight in the paint? I don't. I think the Knicks made this trade for a multitude of reasons, and one of those is for the offensive dynamic that he will bring to this team. Spreading the floor, being able to play 5 out, pick and pop, catch and shoot. Karl-Anthony Towns shot 42% on catch and shoot threes last year. Brunson shot above 40. Bridges shot above 40. OG shot above 40. You've got 4 guys that knocked down more than 40% of their catch and shoot threes last year. The ball movement, the player movement, the team chemistry, and the shot making is going to be at an all-time high. They added Karl-Anthony Towns because of what he does on the floor. I don't think they're going to restrict him at all to being a paint player. Let that piece fly, Cat. Let's go, Sir Purr. Jane Rossi, ideal playoff fourth quarter lineup when everyone healthy. Brunson, Bridges, Hart, OG, Cat. Off the bench, Campaign, Miles McBride, Mitchell Robinson, Precious. And then maybe you make a trade for a wing. Maybe you sign a wing in the buyout market. Maybe it's Keita Bates-Diop. Maybe it's Chuma Okeke. Maybe it's someone else. But you arguably got the best starting 5 in the league. And you could have a bench unit that features Robinson, Achua, Campaign, and Miles McBride. I'll go to war with those 9 any day of the week. Kenya! King Kenya! What's up, homie? Should we be concerned with the Knicks bench? I don't think so. You got a veteran point guard in Campaign. You got an elite defender that shot 40% from 3 in Miles McBride. You got Precious Achua that could play the 4 or the 5. And when Mitchell Robinson comes back, you have a solid backup 5. If anything, you're a little bit thin at that 3 spot, but you got a guy like Keita Bates-Diop, you got a guy like Chuma Okeke, you got a guy like Marcus Morris, and you got a guy like Landry Shamet. You could still make a trade. You could still sign one on the buyout market. I'm not worried about the Knicks bench. I'm not. Johnson $5 super chat. Thank you, my friend. Says one of the biggest things about the Knicks centers was offensive rebounding and second chance opportunities. Does playing Cat at center hurt that as he's not a paint guy? Absolutely. The Knicks' identity has changed, and that's a great thought by you, Johnson. You're right. The Knicks' identity has changed. The Knicks the past couple of years have been rough and rugged. They've been tough. They've dominated the boards. They've created second chance opportunities. They've found a way to rig the offensive rating for this ball club. And now that you don't have a guy in the starting lineup at the center that's going to dominate the glass, whether it be Robinson and or Hartenstein, and you add in the Cat, you've changed from going from a team of defense, rebounding, second chance opportunities to skill. To we're better than you. You can't guard us. And what has been the one knock on Tom Thibodeau? He can't generate offense. He can't coach offense. So what do? You give him a 5-out lineup. You give him more offensive firepower than he's ever had before and says, now coach him up on defense, coach him up on the little things, and let the talent overtake late in games. Brunson, Hart, Bridges, OG, and Cat. 40% from 3 in Brunson, 40% from 3 in Bridges, 40% from 3 in OG, 40% from Cat. Your worst three-point shooter is Josh Hart, and I will always take Josh Hart at the end of the shot clock in a playoff game from 3. We've seen it so many times. This team's special. This team is special. Does it suck losing DiVincenzo? Absolutely. Does it suck having to move on from Randle? It does. But the New York Knicks, the team I'm a fan of, got better today. They got closer to the ultimate goal, which is putting a banner in the rafters at Madison Square Garden. And I don't think anyone wants anything different than that. We may think they need to go different ways to do it, but we'll all go to bed tonight hoping that the Knicks got better and opened an opportunity and increased the chances to win an NBA Finals. I think they did that. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. I'm on Instagram at @MarshallGreen_. Hit me up over there and let's go Knicks!
That disgusts me, but that's all right.
What team has 4 guys who shoot 40% from 3 in the starting lineup?
The Boston Celtics.
It's the Celtics, it's the Knicks, and that's it. Mazzulla versus Thibodeau is going to be a great matchup in the playoffs.
2 of the league's best coaches. 2 of the league's most underrated coaches, as you've seen from a recent list.
Playoff coaches, too.
Yeah.
There's a difference between regular season coaches and playoff coaches.
I think both of them qualify.
Absolutely. Mazzulla has shown that he's been, what are we going to call him? Mazzulla ball.
Mazzulla ball is transcendent. Mazzulla ball is the reason the Knicks lineup looks the way it does right now. just throwing that out there. Just saying. And you can't tell me I'm wrong. I won't have it.
Bush Kid. Nick Richards will be a Nick? I don't think so. I think they'd have to give up Deuce McBride to get him Bush Kid. And I think Deuce McBride became that much more important to the New York Knicks. Who's the guy that did a video 2 weeks ago saying Deuce McBride was the X factor for the Knicks this year?
We actually got his training. We had summer training videos on that piece. He's gonna do none of that shit in the game.
He's cooking Peyton Pritchard.
Peyton
Press Virginia, baby.
Peyton Pritchard.
What was his name? Huggins? Bobby Huggins?
Huggy Bear. That's right, Bob Huggins.
Have fun at Oregon. Non-basketball school.
You must not be familiar. Dana Altman.
Who?
Dana Altman, the coach.
There's no Hug.
Yeah.
Hug drives drunk. I love it.
He doesn't play by the rules.
Do not drive drunk. That was a joke.
He does not play by the rules. And why to AZ?
Marshall, I can't wait to rock my number 11 jersey, courtesy of Knicks Now by Chat Sports. Smitty, are you going to bring your wah-wah blanket to the Knicks vs. Celtics Eastern Conference Finals?
That's all the Knicks are going to be saying after we pack y'all up in 5. The fuck? My bad. Sorry for cussing.
Promise it won't happen again.
It won't happen again. Until the next time.
You used to think the Celtics win in 5. Is it now Celtics in 6?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so we got one game better.
Oh. Win the series in Madison Square Garden.
Well, we're going to be the 1 seed.
Why would you be? What? Stop it.
Because we have Tom Thibodeau who's going to take the regular season
The
so
Celtics
serious.
held 20-point leads in 13% of their possessions this past season. Do you understand how absurd a number that is?
Y'all aren't looking to go be the 1 seed this year. You're just ready to be ready for May and June.
That's fine.
Exactly. So Tom Thibodeau wants to get that 1 seed.
We're still so skilled. We're still good enough to go get the 1 seed backwards. Look blind.
Larry says, I think you're all talk.
I don't know.
Try me, Larry.
Talking about me?
You're talking about me? Talking about Smitty. Smitty is all talk.
Nah, I don't play about that shit.
NY to AZ. I am very happy you are here, and I'm very happy that you were the winner of our Jalen Brunson jersey on the day that he signed the contract extension
That's
that let the
lit.
Knicks sign with Cat. I says Celtics got smoked the last time they lasted the Knicks. You remember what happened that game?
Yeah, flex that late.
I
April
honestly
matchup.
forgot what happened.
Flex
Can you let
that
him know?
April matchup. Ooh.
Should I go
so
pull
good.
up the...
So impactful. You know what? Hang a banner for it, as a matter of fact. Hang a goddamn banner for it.
Should I put on the watch party from Celtics today here on Knicks Now from that game?
I wasn't having a good time, I'll tell you what. You don't even
I
have
got
that-
in your
you don't
head
even
and
have
thought-
that. You don't even have that bum squad anymore. You don't even have them.
I made you think that was a big game.
Yeah. I was in my own head a little bit there.
Oh, Lordy, I love this shit.
They won the chip, and I forgot about it.
Bilal says Cat gets injured every week. Yeah, he played 62 games last year. Injured every week.
To be fair, would not qualify for end of season awards.
Yep. What about Randle?
I don't know how many Randle play.
40.
Yeah, he definitely wouldn't qualify. That brother sucks.
See, you think we're not worried about regular season awards
I'm
here
not
anymore?
gonna
I know
lie.
Tatum wants to add an MVP.
He does want to add an MVP.
He doesn't care about team success. He's about
wants to add a
individual
finals
awards.
MVP. Do you not hear him?
See, that's the problem. He wants everything me.
He said he'll get one eventually. Steph's got 1 and 4.
Say you can compare resumes at 27,
Bro,
right?
I actually wait until we're 5 years down the line and Jason Tatum we're talking about him being top 20 all time. I'm dead serious.
Jason Tatum, a top 20 NBA player of
No,
all time.
his resume is going to stack up as top.
He's literally
20.
not even the best player on his team.
You don't believe that. You just don't
Jalen
believe
Brown.
that.
I've always been a bigger Jalen Brown fan.
I don't care if you're a bigger Jalen Brown fan. Look at it objectively. Led his team in points, rebounds, assists in the postseason run where they went 13.
What about the finals?
They went 16-3.
Well, it's easy when you don't have to play Tyrese
He put
Halliburton.
up.
It's easy when you don't have to play the number one team.
He put up 31, 11, and 8 in the closeout finals game. 31, 11, and 8.
The series was over.
Oh, sure, yeah, it was over.
Luka quit.
Fine. It's fine. You can make all these excuses, but guess what? Got a Larry? You got a Larry? I got a Larry.
This is what's upsetting is? No, not what's upsetting. What's hilarious is you're upset that Jalen Brown won the finals MVP over Jason
I'm
Tatum.
not upset about
You
that.
are.
I'm
You
not,
are.
I'm not upset about that at all.
Yes, you
Jason
are.
Tatum is my guy. It would have felt really good if Jason Tatum did win finals MVP, but I'm Larry, bro. I'm good.
Thomas Breen says, I'm not happy. Why are you not happy, Thomas? As Jaden Rossi, I think we already hit that.
It's the old one. Gene Rossi got another one. Bang.
Bang! Says Gobert Randall spacing going to be horrendous. I think the Wolves got worse.
Yeah. I mean, I could see why you think that.
If your starting lineup is Gobert, Randall, McDaniels, Edwards, and Conley, who's shooting the ball?
The spacing is poor. DiVincenzo is going to have to play a lot of minutes for this team.
Is he going to start? Do you go Cat at the 1? No. So DiVincenzo comes off the bench.
You can't run a starting lineup of DiVincenzo, Ant, and McDaniels. Right?
Exactly. So DiVincenzo is going to play 25 minutes off the bench, which is a great role for him.
Yeah.
Going to miss him.
But it's interesting that he was concerned about a bench role
He wasn't.
this year for the Knicks.
Who said that?
I don't know. Somebody in the chat was saying that. Maybe I'm
Why are we validating that?
can't validate that. Was he not? He never said anything about coming off the bench this year. Then damn. I got in the chat. I saw it in multiple super chats when I was scrolling through for questions.
He deactivated his Instagram tonight.
So he's tight.
He's hurt.
He's
Texted,
not happy.
he texted Brunson, "What the hell, dog? That's why I signed here last year."
Did you know?
Did you know? So you didn't tell me?
Did you know?
Is
Eddie
it disrespectful to say I'm going to miss Donte DiVincenzo more than Julius Randle?
Donte DiVincenzo has at the peak made you happier as a Knicks fan than Julius Randle has,
Yep.
then I think that's okay.
And I also watched a whole half a season last year without Randle, and the Knicks were really good.
The Knicks were really good. BFG, Brian Fitzgerald, can Cat throw a football? Oh, that's a good point. Good question. I think that's a valid question.
Well, to be the Giants quarterback, you don't have to score touchdowns.
Because you're considered good. You played well. If you lose a game and don't score a touchdown.
718 says Knicks
into
struggled when Randle went down. Yep, they got to the second round and seventh game of the Eastern Conference semifinals. Further than they've ever been with Julius Randle.
Now, one thing I'll say about that is, to be fair, with Jalen Brunson being banged up in that series late as well.
And OG.
And OG.
And Mitch.
But
and
OG,
Boyan.
none of those guys really apply to what I'm saying here.
Okay.
The Knicks needed another guy who would go face up and score. Julius Randle was that guy for them, and that's what Minnesota also made the deal for as well. Karl-Anthony Towns isn't somebody you can rely on to have 10 face-up opportunities a game.
But what if OG, Hart, Bogey, and Mitch don't get hurt last year? You're in the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't think you beat the Celtics, but you were up 2 games, 3-1. No.
I know that he was playing every game, but what if Joel Embiid's playing at 100% in those games? Like, you got to factor in everything. Like, the Sixers were facing a bit of injury as well.
So were the Knicks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if the Knicks are going to be healthy, then everybody's got to be healthy.
Yeah.
So
I don't think it's fair to say that the Knicks struggled when Randle went down.
no, it's not like they look like a team that wasn't gelling.
They won 50 games.
Yeah.
That's not fair at all. Brian Fitzgerald, if you know someone that could throw a football or someone that could fix my shoulder, maybe I can hop out there. Thai Life TV coming in with a $5 super chat. What's up, Brody? Says Marsh, what would bring you more joy, a Knicks finals run or the Giants drafting an offensive rookie of the year at quarterback?
Whoa. Knicks.
That's the best question, Thai Life.
But you know what the answer is. Let's stop. Let's be honest here. You've seen the Giants win 2. Finals run, though, doesn't guarantee they win it.
But also, offensive rookie of the year doesn't mean that he's a...
Tyreek Evans won Rookie of the Year one time.
Yeah.
So did Malcolm Brogdon, right?
I would say a Knicks finals run because I've never watched the Knicks in my life.
Never seen that.
Finals. I saw it in 1999. I was 5 years old.
Yeah, you saw you. Sure, you remember a ton.
I do. I would say getting to the finals for the Knicks would be better than Giants drafting an offense rookie of the year QB. But that's a really good question. That's like a really good question.
It's one of the questions you like getting asked because you like to ponder those things.
What about Knicks win the finals or the Giants draft a quarterback that's a multi-time MVP?
You're betting on him winning Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Hopefully he wins Super Bowls.
I'll take the for sure ring.
Yeah, the what? You get larried. You don't understand what getting larried feels like. It's awesome.
What's it like, Smitty?
It's so cool. I wake up every day and just don't worry about anything. Like, I'm larried. I have a championship picture in my room with every autograph from the player on the team with it. Like, it's sick.
Complete. Mish complete.
Mish is complete. Do you understand? Like, what the Knicks are going through now, these playoff nightmares where they feel like they have it. They feel like they can get over the hump. They feel like they can get to places they haven't gone before. The Eastern Conference Finals, not the finals. You guys are baby steps. But for me, as a Celtics fan, getting eliminated in the Eastern Conference Finals every year, getting over the hump and getting in the finals and losing that one, and then losing the Eastern Conference Finals again every single year, getting over the hump and winning the NBA Finals is unbelievable. And the Knicks made a trade that got them closer to doing that today. Christopher Legister saying, no, not Donte. $5 super chat. Appreciate you, my guy.
Seeing Donte goes hurts. Seeing Donte get traded hurts. It really, really does.
But this is typical. No. I'm not. You know what? I'm done. I'm not going to let you do this anymore. This is typical New York sports fan nonsense.
What are you saying?
Getting so worked up, and I know maybe not everybody's doing this, but getting so worked up. The majority of the super chats that we've received tonight say, "Oh no, Donte DiVincenzo." Guys, he's a B- player. At the end of the day, he's a B- player. You got to give up those guys if you want to win a championship. Donte DiVincenzo had a lot of value. He's a good player. There's a reason you had to include him in a trade to go get Karl-Anthony Towns, because the deal made you better. You got the best player in the deal. Knicks thought that Donte DiVincenzo was expendable. If they didn't, they wouldn't have traded him.
Report came out that the Knicks were willing to trade Julius Randle after failing to extend his contract.
Wonder who said that more than a couple times.
Marshall!
They're not trading Randle!
Stop talking about trading Randle.
They're not doing it!
That's how I read y'all's comments when you say asinine, ass 10, ass 11 and shit.
I never heard that. I like that. Who we got here? Hamster Central. Shouldn't have given. Oh, here we go. I didn't even read this before I went on my little mini rant right there. You guys are ridiculous. This is like this is the equivalent, not the equivalent, but like very Daniel Jones coded right here. You guys don't want to give up on players that limit you from potentially winning a championship. I'm not saying Donte DiVincenzo did anything negative for the Knicks. But if you need to trade him to go get a Karl-Anthony Towns, you do it every time. Stop getting emotional over players when championships are on the line. Maybe that's me being disloyal. Maybe that's me being like the Boston Celtics front office has been to guys like Isaiah Thomas and Marcus Smart. But at the end of the day, guess what? I'm larried now, and it feels great.
Is that the last one?
That is the last one I got.
All righty. We're going to sign off.
I want to see, quick before we get out of here, how many of these we've gained tonight hanging out with you all. Oh, of course. It wasn't zoomed in enough, but whatever.
I don't remember what we were at before.
I think we gained about 200.
I'll take it.
Pretty dope. Pretty dope.
Gonzilla, good point, says you're not a Knicks fan without an irrational attachment to role players.
Exactly. You guys are trying to be championship contenders here. Playtime over is the big leagues. Go play with the big dogs. Go get Cat.
It's time to go win a championship.
Come on, man. Be for real. You do it for Donte DiVincenzo.
You do it for Donte.
You do it for Julius Randle.
Nah. Julius Randle, one of my best moments calling Knicks games. Randle's game winner against the Miami Heat.
Yeah, it was cool.
That was one of my first ever big calls on the Knicks.
Neat.
See if I can find that real quick. I don't know where that is. I don't know how
Stolen by Randle.
Stolen by Butler. No, Randle gets it back. Fall away three. Bang! What year was that? Is that 2023?
Definitely the 2022-23 season. But I believe it was in the year 2023.
Jalen Brunson has it. He's doubled. Spinning. Gets it to Randle. Knicks don't have a timeout. 10 seconds to go. They're at half court. Randle guarded by Butler. Stolen. Nope. Randle gets it back. Fall away three. Good! Julius Randle. Fall away three at the buzzer. Bang! Are you kidding me?
Unreal moment. That's something I will remember for the rest of my life. Rolly was producing that stream. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Now you go win it for him.
I'll never forget this one either. Let me find this one.
So the Knicks are up by 1.
No, not that one. This one.
Job's not finished.
Nope. Here we go.
It's a 2-point game, 27 to shoot. You do not have to foul. Stolen. Maxey got it back in the Knicks. No, ball's loose. Stolen by Hart. Devo 3. No good. Hartenstein board. Timeout. Kicks to Anunoby. Donte 3. Good. 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 Knicks up 1. Knicks up 1. Knicks up 1. Knicks up 1.
That was my favorite moment of my professional career.
It was cool, man.
I'm going to always be indebted to Randle. I'm going to always be indebted to DiVincenzo. How about you go win a championship? Christopher, to be fair, the hole that he fills coming off the bench is more valuable to me than the slight upgrade of Randle to Cat. I don't think it's a slight upgrade.
I don't think it's a slight upgrade either.
Yeah.
Towns been more available, more effective in the playoffs, and
He
fits
fits
the
the
team better.
roster better.
Yeah.
Like, it's very
Checks 3
clear.
big boxes.
Yeah. All righty. We're going to sign off on today's show. We've been live for over 2 hours and 40 minutes. I love y'all. I appreciate you. Karl-Anthony Towns, you are a New York Knicks, baby. We'll be back. Let's go, Knicks.